Ooh,
Yo,
what is going on, my good sir?
nothing much cooling. What's good with you?
Same old, man. Feeling good.
hmm Back with another Head for the Hills podcast. And before we get started today, normally we do the pre-pod part. Well, we did do it technically, but kept this up out of it. We're gonna start off the day by congratulating my brother on becoming an affiliate on Twitch. You know what I'm
Thank you, bro. Really appreciate it. Really
saying?
appreciate it. Like I told you before, bro, I couldn't do it without you, man. Just your watch hours, and you know what I'm saying, your tips for you making it, helping me get there, and also like you doing it motivate me to do it, man. I really appreciate you, brother.
No problem at all, man. Glad I could be of service. And definitely a monumental. It might not feel like it, because you be entrenched in like the grind and all that. But hopefully you just took some moments to step back and just. It's a big accomplishment, man. You know what I'm
Yeah, I definitely did. Like you said, it's still like a long ways to go. Still got to build like a real, a real community, so this can like really mean something. But like, hey, this is the first time I actually got over this hurdle. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying YouTube for like a decade plus, never got monetized really on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? The various other social medias. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the first time I think I'm eligible to get monetized. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to grind.
It's lit. It's
It's
lit.
lit.
Oh, so speaking of monetization, your your Instagram, right? You got
hmm
a professional account?
I doubt it.
Yeah. Turn your joint into a professional, or I think it's a business account. I think it's called. I'm about some professional. Had niggas look up for shit that ain't there, but yeah, turn it into a business account, right? And I
hmm
think like I, if I'm not mistaken, I know I got the screenshot, but off the top of my head, I think the requirements is have a business account, and then if you posted a reel or something that got 1,000 views that you didn't get paid for, I think it make you eligible to try out that little program that they be having us doing the crap.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
definitely gonna look into that.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, and it's all about like I say way long time ago, man. If you got the means to help somebody out, man, help them out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Some people be so withholding of information like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
remember back in the day, like when Twitter was like first bubbling or whatever, and this chick I went to high school with or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we weren't like the best as a friend, but we was amicable. You know, what I'm saying we was cool, associates or whatever. And you know, what I'm saying she let the nugget go that oh yeah, I'm getting she's something in the tweet. Oh, I'm getting paid off this or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I shot her, I think a DM to try to even be discreet about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, how you get paid off this? Never responded, never hit me back, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And a lot of, at least from my experience, I see, and I guess because you can't read a person's mind, you can't confirm it technically.
Mm-hmm.
So all you can do is like assume. But what I see is like, it just feels like people just want to feel like above.
Yeah, I get that a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah. And like when it comes to us, I really feel like we just got something like kind of special and whatnot. Like I feel like we always try to keep it like equal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really like be super comfortable with when people like everybody be trying to be equal and it's like not one person trying to be better than the other. I mean, granted, it may be situations where it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it ain't nothing like toxic or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah, that's never trying to be one of those type of people and shit. Like you got the means to let somebody eat, man. Everybody can eat, man. Fuck it.
Right. Like it ain't like it's a limit on how much money out here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they print it every day, man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna take away from your money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, golly, like that shit. Like, I was just like, just indicative of just how this area is and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, like my struggles are like trying to put together like comedy teams and trying to work with people I didn't know so well, but then
Right.
they just started to act like fake Hollywood because they had more subscribers or followers at the time and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
then, you know what I'm saying, just get hit with that. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. If it was for you, bro, like, I just be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like with me, it's like going through the exact same thing, but I guess as growing up around here in this area, like Forestville specifically, is like we just kind of got taught at a young age that yeah, it was cool to be like a part of teams and stuff like that, but for the most part, you still want to be able to get shit done by yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I do think like the OGs, the fake OGs around here for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good. That's good word of advice. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you want to have a brand or you want to be able to survive if said team was to go down, don't work for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? The team stuff is tricky. You know what I'm saying? You know, one minute somebody, oh, I don't want to do this no more. And if you're
Right.
so entrenched on that team for your success,
That's it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like how we see like in the NBA because there's less players in the NBA on teams. We see like in the NBA where you got like the reason that the big three is so popular is one, you got three superstars to like carry the team, but it's also like if one of said superstars go down, two is still enough to get the job done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus like we'll see like LeBron on those older teams, and he's barely keeping the team above float himself. And then if he gets hurt, it's a wrap.
Right.
Or he leaves Cleveland and they're in the lottery every year until he comes back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, like you said, it's super, super tricky. That's why I tell people all the time, like yo, I've been just put in a blessed situation to like continuously come across like genuine people that is easy to work with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they always say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to keep like-minded people around you, or you know what I'm saying, watch who you keep around your circle.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make you a better person and stuff like that. Always thought it was just like some cliche nonsense, but it definitely is some merit to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I hate cliches, but I can't. I ain't gonna lie. Like a lot of cliches do be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that the problem just comes in because it be like people that don't be going by the cliches be the main ones saying it and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hats off to you, brother. And hey, first step down. Now we on our way to what's that, partner?
Yeah, partner, man. I think we do everything else. You know what I'm saying? And I think you got an average 75 viewers.
Yeah, I get it. You got the
Yeah. I had 75 followers. You got an average 75 viewers. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can do something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some game come out, or maybe we can transition into that just chatting category. You know what I'm saying? Get a nice setup for that. And then,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, we can hit that milestone, hit that mark.
Mm-hmm. Like you said earlier, they definitely want. That's a community. That is a community.
Yeah. Like, you think like 75 is not a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? If you like on the outside looking in, maybe you never tried to stream by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Me, I be barely keeping like three people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's tough. And then like you said, like that's why I mentioned like hopefully a good game or something comes out, like, because they don't make it easy for you. Like
Right.
a lot of these games we like don't bring in the attention, the hype. So people aren't excited to watch 2K or what have you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
then you don't enjoy playing it for that long either. So like, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. But like you said, we just going. Uh, I'm gonna let you speak for yourself on this part, but I guess I need to be like more open when it comes to trying different games too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Me too. I recently I've tried it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
Playing like Portal 2. You know what I'm saying? Playing Dead by Daylight, opening up and maybe trying to get back into Fortnite, trying Apex. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Yeah, definitely open to try more stuff. I got the Game Pass, like I always said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Among Us. That's why I got the Game Pass. So yeah, definitely trying new stuff. You never know. Like um, that's like one thing. Unless that's something you want to do, because like there's always different ways to do everything.
Right,
Don't
right,
lie. Don't let nobody lie to you and say, "Oh, you got to do this to be successful." Like
right.
how you had the conversation with Homeboy. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Oh yeah,
if you're a
yeah,
person who like to play multiple games, try not to get locked into one game. Play other games. But if that's something you just genuinely like to play, do you?
yeah.
You
Do
know what I'm
you?
saying?
Especially if you're making progress with it.
Right.
Like you said, like I started off like with the streaming thing, trying to do a couple of games, and then I seen Mario Maker was bringing in people, so I was milking it to death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Unquestioned, I wanted to ask. I should have asked you this earlier, but hey, we're on the podcast. We're talking about it now.
Mm-hmm.
Does said person even support your streaming career?
No.
See, that person would give you advice of what you do, and they don't even support you.
Yeah, yeah, and then, like you said earlier, that's just a testament to like what the area is, and then that's piggybacking off of what I said right after that. Is like that's why I don't like cliches. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because it's like the main people that be spitting cliches. It's just there's people that's dropping you knowledge, and then there's people that's just trying to sound cool.
Right.
Because people that drop knowledge get looked at as cool, and people want to be cool without actually being cool. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So yeah, that yeah, we that's enough on
Yeah.
that. So speaking of the games, we had a mega. Is mega even a big enough word? Super mega, omega deal in the gaming industry earlier this week with Xbox.
Hello.
Yo, my bad. Apologize, technical difficulties, but I think we got it squared away.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell my Siri that don't was like randomly just keep popping up and shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, and when that cut on, I don't know how to cut that shit off. And but I got had to find it in the settings and just disarmed it. I don't be using Siri no fucking way.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, but yeah, we were getting into the Omega deal that Xbox accomplished this week. Um,
Hmm.
they bought the Activision brand, and I know you were mentioning how a while ago they had bought the Bethesda
Yep.
company, and then earlier this month they bought Ubisoft,
Yeah.
which is Far Cry. You were saying the Rainbow Siege and the Division, and
Assassin's
yeah,
Creed.
Assassin's Creed, Crew, for people to and Monopoly,
The big dog monopoly.
Big dog Monopoly, you know what I'm saying? So we were gonna get into like how this could tip the balance of power, because you were saying that PlayStation was winning this round.
Yeah, definitely. PS5 though winning more over the Xbox. I don't know what you couldn't call this shit. This is the
One
latest
X
Xbox.
or
Yeah,
yeah,
that
oh
should always
yeah.
confuse me.
Series
Yeah,
X.
Series X.
There you
That's what it
go.
is.
There
Yep,
you
the
go.
Series X
Yeah.
and the S. Yeah, they're winning this. So a lot of people were down on Xbox because I think with the Xbox One they focus more on media.
Right.
Trying to integrate the cable in and stuff like that. So it was focused on entertainment and really focused on games, bringing out good uh, exclusives and whatnot. You look across and you see Sony smack you over here with Spider Man, Days Gone, Last of Us, and stuff like that. So while this isn't exclusive, they're buying up these companies, getting these companies underneath their umbrella, and gonna be bringing out good content for Microsoft, and look like they're focused more on gaming now.
Excellent. About damn time.
Right.
hmm So we have to ask the question that begs to be asked: do you make Call of Duty an exclusive?
Whew, I don't know. I think like if it was a couple years ago, I think yeah. But like now we're saying how like Sony took the exclusivity away from the MLB the show.
hmm
Because that's a big franchise, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And it can make or break the franchise. You can like really hurt the franchise. It's already kind of thriving. While be like, some people got their thoughts on the games. It sells. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
I'm
yes,
saying?
yes. It's one of the best selling.
Yeah.
Call of Duty is going to be the best selling, one of the best selling games every single year.
So if you do make it exclusive, wow, some people will buy Xboxes to play it. You know what I'm saying? How much will that hurt the Call of Duty brand and game going forward? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it might be too risky.
But let me ask you this question, right? Because all right, so let me ask you this from the business side of things. Do you think that factored into like this otherworldly price that it sold for? Because we
Uh
are talking 70 billion here.
yeah. Yeah. That might be part of their plan.
Yeah, like maybe somebody was just like, hey, this if y'all make this an exclusive, this could be a little risky, so we're gonna have to ask for about another 30 billion or something. You know what I'm saying?
True, true.
Um, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. So, what do you? Let's say you're an executive, right? Let's say you're one of the top executives for Sony, right? You throw a meeting. What are you going to go into the meeting telling these people if they do make Call of Duty exclusive? What's the plan to rebuttal this?
You said if I'm on Sony?
Yeah, you're one of the top executives at Sony, and you're having this meeting.
Man, we got to come up with a plan to counteract this. Like resurrect Killzone.
hmm
I think that was like one of the shooters. Like how we talked about it before, mentioning, hey, let's go see if we can buy Battlefield, get EA. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Or like we got to try to build a shooter from the ground up or something like that. Work with some third party company who is making these shooters by them, and hey, this is my plan, because you're gonna have to do something. Because hey, this is a big punch in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? You got
correct.
to fight back.
hmm
It's tough to like to ask me on the whim to what to do, because like
I
that's a
I know.
monumental
Yeah, I know.
move.
I
You know what I'm
know.
saying?
I know.
You would strategically have to try to come up with this. And I know Sony and them had wind of this before it went down. I would think.
You would
You know
think,
what I'm saying?
but maybe it is Sony. Maybe they cocky.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You had wind of it, so you
Right.
could choose how to act however you like. Versus me, you asking me now, like you know what I'm saying?
After the deal done.
Yeah, like what I'm gonna do. Like hopefully they know what they doing and they got a plan. They done seen this coming maybe for a little time, so hopefully they have something planned. Even though I'm an Xbox guy,
Hopefully,
this would suck if it was to be the
you,
start of the downfall of Sony.
I about to
Like
say this might be the Titanic hitting the iceberg.
it, it you
You got wind, like you said, they had wind of the bit. You got wind of the iceberg. How you choose to react is how you react. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this will be like, you know what I'm saying, crazy. Because, we always have all these debates growing up, you know what I'm saying, or whether it be Apple versus Android. But one of the big debates was Xbox versus Sony.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what would the gaming community be if Sony was to go under, like, Sega or some shit like that? Behind this deal and shit.
Uh, it would make a lot of people's arguments over the years
Right.
go under with it. Um, I wonder what was the change of heart with Xbox? You think it had something to do with them losing the current gen war, or People
Hey,
not respecting Xboxes like they once did.
I probably think it's a combination of that stuff, and then like they heard the fans say we want games, we want exclusives or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I think they still kind of make some good I don't know what they fucking call it, first party games
Okay.
like the Gears of War. You got to make some stuff like that, get some innovative titles. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Call of Duty, while it's a great title, it's been around. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You gotta curate some stuff like how they did with the Gears and the Halos and stuff like that. You gotta like Sony is keeping it going with fresh titles like The Last of Us is kind of a newer IP. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So they got to do stuff like that. But this still like in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? This is a good it's a good buy.
Yeah, this is a grand buy. So
Yeah.
I gotta throw in the after such a monumental closeout and deal, Xbox is clearly feeling themselves because there was a tweet made that night that this deal got made, and not only did they acquire all these, these rights to these games and could be making them exclusive, they seem to be branching out the Xbox Game Pass over to Sony on PlayStation. So they made a tweet saying that Game Pass will be available on PlayStation 5 very soon. In which Sony responded like, wait, did we authorize this? Who authorized this? And then Xbox responded and says, chill out, bleep, before we buy y'all company up as well. And like I said, after doing a little bit of homework, there was several little tidbits that you could put two and two together, and then it said that with another 70 billion, if they choose to spend so, which they have plenty of over at Microsoft, they could acquire not only Sony, but companies like Namco, EA Sports. They already got the Ubisoft, Capcom, and Sega, to just name a few. So if they wanted to, Microsoft Xbox really could just take and control all.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Um, why haven't they just been done this? Like, why not just go ahead? Why not just do this from day one and get it out the way?
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, it might be rules and regulations against monopolies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like you would think like, hey, that sounds like just a surefire plan. Like seems so easy. Why not do it? But you know what I'm saying? Certain companies too got to get in the mind frame. Oh, I'm okay. We willing to sell now. Some people might not want to sell. Some people might want to
uh,
build up their brand to sell high. Or you know what I'm saying? Some people might see like, hey, maybe we can sell it now. You know what I'm saying?
that is correct. That's a good point. Um, when I look at this list, and you see the Namcos and the Sega, Capcom, and stuff like that. EA jumps out at me. You know what I mean? EA is worth $38 billion. If they were to buy that, you kind of cornering the market without cornering the market.
Yeah, it's like another studio, at least one that
Mm-hmm.
we haven't mentioned.
What's that?
2K.
Yeah,
That'll be another Infinity Stone.
yeah.
Is Grand Theft under that too?
Is it
What's Grand Theft Auto Studio?
Rockstar?
Rockstar. Okay.
Yeah. Um, that would be a stone too, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that would be a
Like people
stone,
still playing Grand Theft Auto 5 to this day.
and it's just about 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a stone. So, do you think that that's what we're heading to? Like, they're going to be every company's going to be forced to pick sides or something?
That's what it may be. Like that might be what Sony has to do. You know, so they bought up Activision. Maybe Sony got to buy Rockstar or 2K or something like, along with another smaller company.
Yeah, definitely gonna. And it seems like now when you look back on it, it seems like Xbox been kind of low key moving these deals at a business wise at a fast pace.
Yeah,
Like they
especially
just
for how much they're worth.
yeah, like that's how you know it's just like niggas just walking into the meeting and just like, yeah, we got 70 billion. What's up? Cause the deals are just happening. Like they just did the Ubisoft like 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's just like, okay, what's it gonna take for y'all to you know, and clearly if Activision even entertains it, they're somewhat interested. You know what I'm saying? Let alone strike a deal.
Right.
So we don't know how things are gonna shake out. Time will tell, but I'm really thinking this is the Sony just hit the iceberg here. I'm really thinking that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So oh yeah, and before we jump off the video games, Nintendo, this is your time to strike. You'll be the de facto number 2 system if Sony does go under. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So your best Mario game, your best Donkey Kong, whatever, Pokemon to the stars, send them to the moon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, remake all them old jokes.
Yeah, this will
Along with
be
the new stuff.
your time to shine. But yeah, jumping off that, before we get into the serious celebrity matters, I did want to bring up a little tidbit. You know, growing up, we used to watch like the Nickelodeon and the Disneys and all that. I don't know about you, but I was more of a Nickelodeon guy than Disney. What about you?
Uh, I think I was more, maybe more. I don't know. It seemed like I was kind of even because like I liked a little bit of on both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. I used to love everything on Nickelodeon for the most part, and it was like certain stuff that I could watch on Disney.
Yeah, you can say I was more Nickelodeon. You can say I was more
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
So one of the shows on Disney was Lizzie McGuire, who is portrayed by Hilary Duff, was set to receive a reboot, an adult version reboot, which is starting to be like a main thing with some of these childhood classics that we grew up watching. And they even got as far as filming the whole first season. And then after the completion of the first season, I'm guessing during the editing process, it was deemed unfit for a Disney show. So it was scrapped and canned. Um, Lizzie McGuire, Hillary Duff was doing the interview, and she was giving a synopsis of like her character was moving back home, starting at ground zero after being cheated on and basically losing her assets to her ex fiance, and that was going to be the start of the reboot. And I guess Disney was wanting it to be more PG ish because it'd be streaming on Disney Plus. And I'm just assuming by the way that the context is put, they wanted to redo that whole first season, but maybe they didn't agree to it or something like that. So I have um a thought. Was it okay? It says when asked if she considered redoing the episodes, she said that trying to be portraying a grown woman, like trying to keep up with like the actual reality that you got to relate to, would be like virtually impossible while trying to keep it PG at the same time.
Okay.
And then the last tidbit is she did say that she does have possession of said season that they did shoot. So the editor did come back, and she says that maybe somewhere in the near future or distant future, she will leak the episodes of said reboot season.
Ooh. Don't know
So
if that's a good idea.
Don't definitely gonna get sued, but I'll still watch it, Hillary. You know, because she is still fist on. um, but yeah, just wanted to drop that tidbit on that before we get to these celebrities acting up.
Yeah, that's interesting, like you said, man. And I don't know, I guess Disney just got that kind of power. They can do that. You know what I'm saying? They can not go with the edgier content. They're a huge conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? So
So I mean, so why,
it was just definitely dumb with what they did. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Like
Like, why
why
aren't you
give it the
more
green
hands
light?
on? Yeah, like you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like I know they gotta, like you said, the green light. So the process of getting green lit, you gotta read the script and all that.
you would think, unless they just
Then yeah, it's like nobody on set. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how the production shit works. Like nobody, no Disney representatives or nothing.
yeah.
Wow, though, right?
And I'm just interested because now I want to see like, okay, what was they doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if this too much for Disney, I kind of want to see. You know what I'm
It
saying?
sounds like it doesn't sound like it's bad. It just sounds like a normal like kind of like sitcom type shit. It'd be like on ABC or some shit. Probably be a
Right,
norm over there, but I guess in Disney, since everything's so kid centric, they you know what I'm saying. They just want the goofy laughs. Maybe it wasn't such funny all the time. Maybe it was some. Maybe they tackle some
right, and
semi serious topics and stuff. Maybe
and
Disney probably nothing on it.
right, and I want to say they probably took the same they probably took the same road as the iCarly reboot. iCarly was also a nice kids show, but then as time went on, they came back to do a grown up version, which, like you said, looks like it belongs like on the ABC or NBC or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they definitely be dealing with like real life subjects. Like they've incorporated the social media into things. They incorporated like, you know, trying to find like uh a significant other in a time where everybody's for everybody, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do feel like, I don't know, because I feel like Nickelodeon has always like came close to like crossing those kind of lines anyway, so it doesn't feel bad when they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we grew up, you grew up watching the black sitcoms, like that's what most of them Jones is about. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So it feels normal, like when Nickelodeon doing it. I mean, granted, I call in them white, but still, it's that's what they known for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see about that. Um, I guess we can segue into these celebrities, and they've been acting up. And before we get into the celebrities and what they're known for, we just go ahead and get out the way now. um, ladies and gentlemen, Rihanna is pregnant.
Dum, 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 dum.
Mm, mm, mm.
How did it say how many months she was? I remember it was a rumor, and she tried to fight it off.
And now, well, it's funny that this is why we like it. This is why we like. I don't believe in like coincidences. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it ain't a coincidence that people were saying she was pregnant and she fought it off, but she got caught because her and ASAP Rocky was having dinner in New York or whatever, and I don't know if it was paparazzi or regular fans on the street, but she got caught up in a little picture, and she had on this bubble coat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Rihanna is very, very, very tiny, and bubble coat was kind of fitted, and you can noticeably see in the stomach area something isn't right. You know what I'm saying? So, man, ASAP Rocky won, man. ASAP, the ASAP mafia,
Definitely hit the lottery, man.
So, how do you feel about this?
It sucks. You know what I'm saying?
It
You know,
sucks
now
though.
we all love Riri. You know what I'm saying? And it's every man's dream to have her. But I mean, it is what it is. Congratulations to them. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, this works out great for them. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, when the kid comes in, that's a rough patch. You know what I'm saying? People, relationships go through it. So hopefully they can stay strong and
Mm-hmm.
get through it. You know what I'm saying? And raise that good bundle of joy they got right there. But it's just wild. All niggas ASAP Rocky. It's a little hate. It's a little hate.
Oh, hey, I feel like I might. I used to say all the time, like, I feel like if I met Rihanna, I feel like I could sweet talk her and all that. I really feel like I could have did that now. You know what
Yeah, you see ASAP Rocky and shit.
I'm like, man, that nigga be coming off. Maybe maybe different behind closed doors and all that. But I'm like, that nigga be coming off that corny sometimes.
Yeah, like especially like with the whole, because he kind of went like off the radar outside of the Rihanna thing where he kind of like denounced the whole Black Lives thing and shit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So it's
right,
like, damn, this the like corny nigga. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But
And and now and I always suspected the relationship started at this moment, but now I can kind of confirm. When I seen that interview that they did, this like when the pandemic had first really started or whatever, and he was like the first person. He was like the first male, I think, that be signed on to the little Fendi little cosmetics line or whatever.
okay,
And she was interviewing him. I mean, it was virtual, so they was like through the laptops or whatever. And you could tell like they was fake feeling each other and shit. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Like he was like being like you could tell he was. The thing is, you know how when a nigga run a game, but it's like he trying to fake talk smooth and all that to seem like he not running game, but you could tell he running game though.
Yeah.
Like that's what he was doing, and I'm sitting there looking like, come on, man, Rihanna, you falling for this shit? Like this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like this nigga running game like shit, and you could tell like she was fake feeling him and all that because she kept trying to ask him like little questions, like that they had nothing to do with like the cosmetics line and shit, or she'd be like, yeah, so how does the blemish cream work for your skin? You know what I'm saying? Your skin looks pretty smooth and all that. I bet the ladies be all over you. You're like, no, I don't got no ladies or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But my family like it or whatever. I go see Mom Duke, she rub my face and all that, talk about it smooth. I'm like, bro, this nigga corny as shit. Cause you know a nigga run the game because that'd be some shit that you would say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like it all just started from that jump. Yeah, but congratulations to him. More power to him. Like you said, hopefully they stay together and have a great, potentially another Grammy family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um. So speaking of the family thing, I guess we can transition to Kanye and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, man. Kanye was going through it, man.
Want to explain to the people?
Yeah. So they've been on the brinks of getting divorced, and you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, and the latest uh piece of the saga is North recently had a birthday, and at the birthday party, Kanye wasn't allowed to be there. Wasn't told where the birthday party was being held at. But, you know what I'm saying, with his friends at high places, he was able to find a location and sneak in via Travis Scott.
Definitely that was the front and high location.
But yeah, man, it just brings on the conversation of like, you know what I'm saying? Granted, we don't know everything
All
that's
right.
going on with him, but just in general, like when you got a father who wants to be in the kid's life, why would you do something like that? You know what I'm saying? Not tell him, not let him come to the birthday party and stuff like that. Like people, women try to weaponize the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and only the kids kind of suffer from that shit. Well, the men suffer too, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be doing that shit. Like how we talked about in the pre-meeting, like women be wanting niggas to still be fathers if the said relationship don't work out, but then they do
Mm-hmm.
shit like this.
Right. Like it's like you want him to be a father, but he gotta jump through the hoops to be a father.
Right.
And it just to me, it's so many situations like this. It all comes down to like I hate to, like I said, I hate to use the cliche, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these situations, you give the female these overwhelming powers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like most people don't know what to do with it. They use it to manipulate. They use it to hurt. They use it for all the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%.
And like you said, we don't know the context of what's going on. But it's like at every if you watch both of their actions, somebody's trying to do something, and we're seeing one person try multiple ways to do something to be around the kids, and then we're seeing one person have multiple ways for that person not to be around the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you know, once a nigga give up though, then he's a deadbeat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like dealing with like listening to my one of my favorite streamers, ATL. He's kind of be dealing with certain stuff, like similar stuff. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like how his one of his baby mothers is kind of keep the kid away from him, but ain't like all women. They'll take that money, but they don't want you to, you know what I'm saying, see the kid and shit. That shit is like super fucking corny and shit.
Hmm. And it's real. It's a real touchy feely subject, like because it's like sad, because it's like whenever we have like people out here killing people and stuff like that, and you know you can't justify people murdering people, but one like first things I think of is like what's the person background?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I be trying to explain, and it's why like I a few months ago I started on the YouTube my free therapy little playlist or whatever that I be making for the videos,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it be touching on like different subjects as far as like trauma and how to deal with like certain stuff like that. It's because like we kind of we kind of live a certain way every day. Like let's say me and you, right? We got a routine of how we think life is and how we think life works and how we think people are and stuff like that. But you know, in actual reality, that shit ain't like accurate all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, of course, both of us know that, but there's a lot of people out here, like my mom. She one of those people where she'll be wondering like, yo, what's wrong with that person and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, if a person feel like they ain't got nothing to live for, they not thinking like how you think.
Right.
Like they not walking how you walk. They're not breathing how you breathe. Like you, you're valuing life. A person doesn't know how to value life, they're not going to value life. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So it's just, you know, I just see that, and like I said, I hope he at least just gets to stay in his kid's life. Shout out to him because I mean he's a billionaire, so he has the resources to go to every length that he can to make sure he's in his kid's life. I feel for the fathers who don't have that kind of money, who can't buy a house across the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like who is you get limited resources as a regular nigga. Like even for your man that you watch the streamer like ATL, I know he probably does well because he's a big time streamer, but he don't got Kanye resources. So eventually, it's like, what can you do?
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I really, everything always come full circle. Just gonna take a while, but I really feel like I really hope that females really get this together, bro.
Yeah, and if they can't, like the court system, they need to like redo that shit. Like you said, they shouldn't have that much power and shit, and you know what I'm saying, and
Mm-hmm.
automatically get straight custody and control with custody and all that. Nah, man, they gotta They got to change that, rework that shit, man. That shit is like crazy because like they just be weaponizing that shit
Mm-hmm.
to get the bag and ruin niggas' lives and shit. Cause niggas, they know a nigga want to be in the child life, and they know that shit be killing niggas and shit.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Like that's the ultimate. How can I hurt them?
Yeah, get back and shit, cause they don't want to be with you, or you don't want to be with me. Well, you can't see your kid. You know
And
what
I
I'm saying? Corny as hell.
and then like I was saying earlier, kind of like out of all things, making him miss a birthday party, and then that's kind of like turning the kids against him.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And like, and oh, bring it back full circle. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like watching battle rap, drugs. He had like a bar about like this type of situation and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you know about, you know what I'm saying, not knowing you had a good dad, but your mom's was bitter. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that shit like kind of really hit home. Like as a kid, you not gonna know. You thinking dad not here, dad ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you see like that's just kind of what it is a little bit in our community. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Father's not taking care of that shit. So you thinking maybe your dad just falls into that. He just not doing his job the whole time. It's your mom,
All
you know what I'm saying,
right.
making it hard for him to want to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then, like I said earlier, eventually, like a nigga just give up because you don't got the resource. Like you don't. The resources be everything in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and piggybacking off that situation, shout out to Travis Scott, man.
Right.
You know, because I know, you know, having that whole situation with people getting killed at his concert and all that. He's like in a humble state of mind probably right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he's understanding that, you know, life is short and this and that. And yeah, shout out to him for dropping the Addy. And nothing bad happened either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It
I'm
ain't
like, the fuck, like Kanye come in and do something. Like, come on,
yeah,
bro.
it ain't like he showed up to the party and broke somebody's neck or something like that. You
Just want to
know?
be there for his baby girl, man.
Yeah. So did you want to do it? Get into the Brittany Renner thing?
Not really. It was just since you brought it up, I'll just talk
It's
about it.
a touch on it. It's touch on it. Yeah.
Uh, um, as of recently, Brittany Renner went on to Academics Off the Record podcast
Mm-hmm.
to talk with the controversial podcast Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit has been making waves in the podcast realm with their Kevin Samuels misogynistic type thoughts. So one of the things that blew up is like I think was one black guy, and I'm not sure what the other guy is. Like he might be like Arab or Muslim or some shit like that. So they made comments. Well, they don't mess with black women. So you already know that went viral, made waves and shit like that. And they always tell. They seem like they come across as telling going off on women. So they always have women go up there, like whether it be like OnlyFans, IG models, and they try to like put them in their place because you know those women are quote unquote entitled. You know what I'm saying? They think they can do what they do, put out salacious stuff like pictures, videos, sex tapes, and all that, and still bag a high value man, high target man, as Kevin Samuels would say.
Okay.
So they finally met face to face. Brittany, they thought Brittany was ducking them, but Brittany, you know what I'm saying, just like how everybody else be, they don't want she didn't want to go on their podcast. She explained to like, y'all not big, y'all ain't shit for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I was ducking y'all, I talk to y'all, but it's like I don't like y'all podcast, I don't like y'all name, I don't like your setup. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not one of them right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like a podcast have been up for like or been popping for a year, whatever. But she sat down to talk with them in front of Act, who has a way bigger platform. You know what I'm saying? So they basically kind of just talked in circles. You know, Brittany Renner has been on like a media run defending herself because people say she's a gold digger, this, that, and the third. And she was want to sound light and saying she's not that. And they say she is. So it was just like a back and forth roundabout conversation of them just trying to gain each understanding, saying she's not a gold digger, and saying they're coming at her saying, "Well, it's cool if you are, but like if you are, you need to like lower your expectations or be okay with cheating, people cheating on you. Like You know what I'm saying? Telling her that she makes X amount of money, so she's only women only really date up, especially in her standpoint. Beautiful woman with money, not really want to date down too much. You know what I'm saying? So her options are limited. One, because she wants a high value man who makes X amount of money, and
Mm-hmm.
then now that you're a little bit air quotation older, her about to hit 30 next month, she said, and with a kid, that might dwindle the pool a little bit more. So we're saying like, hey, cheating is not that bad. You know what I'm saying? How just explain how men only cheat with their dick and how their emotions. It's not like how women like we don't really love them. Like we can fuck another chick and come home to you and still do what we got to do for you. Like just because we hit another chick don't mean nothing most of the time. You know what I'm saying? We just you know what I'm saying? Just one new box and all that. You know what I'm saying? And we just explaining that we just had a roundabout conversation about that. And Brittany understood it, but she was just like, you know what I'm saying? I hear y'all, I understand it. I understand my pool is small, but I'm still gonna fight for what I want. If not, I'll just be single. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was just the gist of that little 2 hour conversation and shit. It was a decent listen.
Yeah. She sounds a little bit stuck in her ways.
Yeah, but she is stuck in her ways, but I'll give her that. She is a little bit more open and receptive to hearing shit
Okay.
versus like if you ever listen to other chicks, you know what I'm saying? They're like, nah. At least she was listening and taking in the shit. You know what I'm saying? What she do with it is whatever. You know what I'm saying? At least she's listening.
Right. Okay. Eh, it's like I hate like these type of situations because it's like she doesn't seem like a bad chick, but I just can't help but feel like it's a trap because of what she's already done.
Right. Yeah,
You
and
know,
she admits some of that stuff too, like the trolling and the stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like her book, she was saying how her book isn't superhead esque, but she used those marketing tactics to, you know, what I'm saying, sell the book.
all right,
But
right,
like you said, like how you were saying, like that stuff turns you off away from her.
right, and it's like it's like you just because I know somebody's gonna fall for it, and you just sitting up on the fence like, all right, well, it is a business, and I'm not gonna penalize somebody for doing what they gotta do to sell their book and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I just don't want it to be a situation where it's like she just buttering up the next nigga.
Right, and I feel like that's might be a little bit, even though she broken down my defenses a little bit, but I still think that until proven otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. So in the meantime, I would err on the side of caution.
It's a look. She's like I don't know because maybe I just got a soft spot for Red Bones. She is so bad.
Yeah, she's like that. Definitely like that. But damn, Slim. And since we talk about her, shout out to PJ Washington, man, because he's been like balling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So fucking Hornets, they looking all right. Hornets decent, man. Decent team. They beating up on my Celtics the other night. So I got a up close and personal look, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I need them to stop balling because we got their number one pick.
Oh, I ain't even fall off a cliff, huh?
Yes, sir. Brittany, get them.
Get him, no. Get him. Nah, so whatever, he hasn't made any crazy social media posts or nothing like that. So he seems to be in good spirits, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
like there's like little various points during the game where he's like when he's not in the game, he's like on the sideline laughing and joking and stuff like that. And even though he could, definitely be depressed because like we're not around the nigga 24/7, at least he's getting that moment to, get lost in his profession. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's always something to look forward to. I don't know about you, but I'm like that as well. You know what I'm saying? Like when we recording podcasts or streaming, Twitch, shooting what videos, whatever, like I get lost in it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's just like sometimes it can be a good escape. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully it's the same for everybody. So got the Rihanna thing out the way. I hate, I don't want to bring that up again. Well, what else do we have on the celebrity front? We did the Kanye West. Did the
Got a couple things. I don't know about your far as your notes. I just list a few topics and you just stop me which one you want to talk about. Stephen A,
yeah, we can
NBA.
start. We could do all of them. I'm scared to. I'm scared to. I don't have my notes. I typed the notes on my phone, but I'm scared to touch my phone because
Oh, now
randoms. Yeah,
we can
random
stay.
stuff are happening.
Okay, yeah, we can stay the Stephen A stuff when we talk about sports.
Okay, okay.
So, NBA Youngboy or Jay Z?
Uh, we can go Jay Z. That's a smaller
Okay,
topic.
all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, Jay Z, saying doesn't talk too much, but he made waves. Um, Responding to Questlove tweet that he was responding to a fan. They were talking about Volume One. I think the
Mm-hmm.
fan was saying how Sunshine, a record off Volume One, don't get as much love as it should, and he thinks it aged well. You know what I'm saying? But might have not have been one of Hove's best singles, or what I'm saying, back in the day. But this fan is thinking like it aged well, and he got some hate that probably shouldn't deserve. And Questlove was just saying in general, Volume One, you know what I'm saying, had some of Hove's best moments.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And while Hove quoted him and said agreed. But I think it haunts me because he knows what could have been. And he was saying how "The Streets Is Watching," which is a track on the Volume One,
Mm-hmm.
was one of the first songs recorded for the album. Meaning, like, if they'd have stuck with this theme, then Volume One would have turned out better in his opinion.
Okay.
But how do you feel about what I'm saying, Jay-Z talking on social media, talking about the album? Like, we hear it a lot of times how like celebrities may have a project or a song they regret or feel a certain type of way about. How
Mm-hmm.
do you feel about Hove not liking Volume One not so much?
Okay. So when you first asked me about this the other day, I thought it was tied into the because remember a little while ago he had came out and said he regretted doing Big Pimpin',
Okay.
and I thought this was tied into that. And I think Big Pimpin' is on Volume Two, not Volume One.
Three.
Volume Three. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Like you said, every artist regrets like something that they've done as far as like music wise or video wise, track wise, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Volume One was it's a good album. You know what I mean? And especially like for where he was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wasn't Jay Z. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Because
So
this is like right after Big died, I
if
want to say.
yeah, I think correct. I want to say yeah.
So he's trying to escape that shadow and all that. So yeah, what I'm saying, them with the big dogs at the time.
Yeah, and because what year is Volume One? 97, 98.
Let me see if I can look it up.
Yeah, so while you're looking it up, I can give a rundown and kind of mesh in the years because the window has to be 97 to 99. That has to be like the window. And I want to say once you said
97.
97, okay, so even better. In 97, Big died. I want to say Puff Daddy probably was like maybe Puff Daddy and Mace at the time. Probably was like the biggest artist in 97, maybe Will Smith with the Wild Wild West whole shenanigans going on. Um, because it was a time when he was like the top selling artist and whatnot.
Yeah, Puff Daddy No Way Out came on 97. So yeah, Puff definitely was on top.
Yeah, and the kind of music that him and Mace was making, you can see where that sunshine idea came from.
Right. And I believe Will Smith, Puff Daddy, like produced that or whatever, whatever he does, whatever his title is, executive producer, whatever.
Right. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool for them because that's what they were. But after reasonable doubt, you like you said, the streets is watching. You could have kept on like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What question?
mm-hmm,
I think I don't know if far sale wise, but I think like wasn't Reasonable Doubt one of the albums that people had to spin back to really really appreciate?
Yes. Yeah, yes and no. Because Reasonable Doubt sold actually it sold very well.
Okay.
But people spun back and it was big, but it did way bigger. You know what I'm
Yeah. Okay.
saying? And definitely, definitely a classic album. I was pulled right in. I love telling this story. Um, Dead President's video, nice melodic beat. We talk about that all the time. He's telling these stories, and his bars are like so well put together, well thought out wordplay. And at the end of the video, they started playing Monopoly with real money. Immediately became a Jay-Z fan. And yeah, oh yeah, he liked that. That nigga's like that right there. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He is Volume One. That's one of his number one albums, though, right? He regrets one of his number one.
I don't know if far as numbers.
Is that the standard that he has for himself?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
That
but I don't know. Like you said, if he just stayed on that other wave, Reasonable Doubt, Streets is watching, then you wouldn't have got like the um Sunshine, City is Mine, and I know what girls like type shit, and that
yeah,
probably made for a way better album in his opinion.
I can get down with that. I mean, it's his artwork. So whatever he feels he should have done, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was satisfied, but if you feel like you could have done something better, then by all be it, you
Yeah,
know.
and I kind of like albums like how it came out or whatever.
Hmm.
Granted, maybe that he doesn't like the shit, but like, I mean, theme albums are good, but like an album too that has versatility, I like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like how Drake is like a fucking poster child for that shit. He'll give you like when he's on point, he'll give you some nice R&B joints, he'll give you some street anthems, and then he'll give you some rapidy rap songs.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So I like that shit.
right. And I feel like I feel like, man, he's been too hard. So.
Probably so, yeah. I will say, me as a hardcore Jay Z fan,
Hmm.
that is probably one of the least albums I listen to. Like I think I need to go back to that and maybe Volume 2 and listen to those a little bit more. Everything else I listen to like crazy. I think you know what I'm saying. I was younger. Like my mom, she didn't really like me listening to like rap music like that.
Hmm.
But I think I kind of my first. I mean, like me really buying CDs. Jay Z Volume 3 was like one of the first like CDs I bought from a store. That and the Blogger's Hat.
Oh, okay.
So I had to go back. I'm not gonna fake like, oh, I've been a Jay Z fan. Well, I had to go back and listen to Reasonable Doubt, and oddly enough, I stole Volume 1 from my father and shit. I remember
Okay.
that. So yeah, but yeah, and ever since Volume 3, oh, I fuck with Jay Z. But Blueprint 1 was the one that locked me in. Like, oh yeah, that's my nigga right here.
Yeah, that that's
This
classic.
that nigga right here.
That's what, like, that's what I'm saying. If we had to get through Sunshine, if that's Sunshine and all that turned them into like the Blueprint one, then keep history as is. You know what I'm saying? Like keep that shit as is, because like the volumes were good. It's just that the volumes were like typical albums. Like they would give you a couple of hit songs, and then the rest would be like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like that's what makes like Reasonable Doubt like the style, and then like you said, Blueprint is because like it's just hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then same thing, so on and so forth. Like, uh, uh, I don't know, but you your own biggest critic,
Right.
so yeah, I get it. Shout out to Jay Z, man.
I
Love,
mean,
love
that's
some
like
Jay.
yeah, that's like being real. Like somebody not gonna like everything you do, whatever. Even though other people might love it, it just you know what I'm saying. Like he knows the creative process. Yeah, like damn, I probably could have really did something. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it is what it is. Like how we talk too. I wish we could hear more from. My bad, I got a call. But
You good?
you know what I'm saying? We understand why, because certain shit happens and people words get twisted, so people don't want to talk and hold interviews as much as they want to.
Yeah, and we had a whole conversation about that as well, like especially him. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
like I wouldn't be too prevalent on, dropping gems and trying to drop knowledge, and somebody's gonna turn around and be like, "Well, you in the Illuminati anyway," so you,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So that's a thing, or the people like I understand why he doesn't have the social media. He jumps on social media every once in a blue moon, and then he like immediately like deletes his accounts and all of that.
Yeah,
And I mean, he probably nobody want to keep saying like Illuminati this and Master P that, and
right.
you know what I'm saying. So I definitely get it. Like it's one of now I'm we talk about conspiracies all the time, right?
Hmm.
And we've talked about the whole Illuminati thing and of that nature. But it took one of his interviews though. I like to bring up that Breakfast Club bit.
Hmm.
And when I seen that, and I think that came out, that was like 2013, because that was Haircut Day. He still had a haircut at that time. And I seen that, it changed my whole perspective. And I was like, you know what? He could just be saying this. But I was like, it made me have to self-reflect. You know what I'm saying? Cause he
Yeah.
cause Charlamagne the God, and this was one of the times where I really I used to like him and shit.
Hmm.
He had asked him, he was like, why in the black community? He was like, you just can't be good at what you do. Like why it always got to be some undertone, like why Jay-Z's doing this, but that's only because he's in the Illuminati and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And he was like, why can't you just like be good at what you do? And Jay-Z was like, yeah, that's a very philosophical question. And he was like, I'm not in everybody's mind, so all I can do is assume. And he said, he was like, basically, you know, whenever you accomplish something, people it's two type of people that and how they analyze your accomplishment is people that be inspired by your accomplishment, and it's people that be jealous because they feel like if you accomplish something before them, then that means that they failed. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And he was like, that's basically what a lot of like people are. People feel like failures. He was like, even though it ain't no timetable, just because I did something first doesn't mean you can't do it. But obviously, you had like some competition going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it really made me just step back and like self reflect. Like, yo, I've been doing this. Like, I've been talking shit up to like, yeah, these niggas in Illuminati. That's why these niggas sell it. Like, I'm like, damn, I've been hating on niggas this whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And from that day on, I was like, whether that shit exists or not, I was like, a nigga still like writing lyrics, recording hit songs, performing, catching fights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like either way, like a nigga still out here busting his ass.
Right, and that's what I was going to say too. Like, I still somewhat degree. I mean, I believe in it a little bit, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that's only for like some of the elite of elite. Like, you
Right.
still gotta be one of them niggas to get to a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Say like
Right.
Meek Mill. I don't know Meek Mill in the Illuminati, but Meek Mill is a elite enough MC where he's a well off. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
at least let me get that level.
Right. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people just gotta step back and like just self analyze. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause watching that little Breakfast Club interview, I was like, damn, it ain't no way around it. I've been hating on niggas.
Yeah, you try like took me down memory lane, man. Like you said, I used to be a big fan of Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club, and man, so many classic interviews on the Breakfast Club. I kind of think the culture's kind of missing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely not into that shit no more.
Yeah, they kind of switch gears. Like they don't really. It don't seem like they talk to as many like rappers and shit as much anymore. They be kind of talking to like politicians and um just like just profound people in the community, which is good. But you know what I'm saying? It's not the interviews like how you had with Dame and
Mm-hmm.
Ray J and Jay Z and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
Birdman.
iconic though.
Right, right. Well, I mean,
Oh,
that's
his joint was a full interview.
who.
The Birdman joint.
Nah, man, hey, that's still a moment though, yeah.
I'm about to say that's the only part I kept saying. That little part right there.
I want to say I could be wrong. I don't know if they did a redo on that jump. I could be wrong.
Oh, he came back.
I want to say
Yeah,
maybe I
okay.
could be wrong
All
though.
right, that's cool. Probably had a little obligation. I was like, damn, nigga just sat down, said what he said, and told nigga let's go though. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we out.
Mm-hmm.
Put some respect on my name.
Crazy how like, oh yeah, we gotta. You said Soldier Boy.
Nah. Oh, that was a good interview. Yeah.
Gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta. Yeah, those.
So many of them jumps, you know what I'm saying? We just don't get them like that no more, or they few and far between.
Right.
But like, I used to always love to tune in and watch their interviews. I can't think of the last. The Soldier Boy might have been the last one I watched.
Yeah.
That was like how many years ago?
That was a few years now.
Before COVID and all that.
Mm-hmm. With me, it would have to be somebody like I would be like starstruck over to see it, like to go watch it on my own. Other than that, I would watch stuff out of like, viral clips.
Right. Now I'm like getting into that too. Like they don't like had them moments no more, but like a clip will make you go watch the interview. You know what I'm saying? It's just it seems like it's real bland and vanilla over there, and that's why I couldn't listen to it. That was like one of the staples I used to listen to at work before podcast was a thing in the black community.
Mm-hmm.
I used to listen to the Breakfast Club, and they got so stale and routine. Like I would know their routine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a long show. Like all right, bet I can like turn off of this because I know they about to just what I'm saying, talk about some bullshit.
Oh, okay,
I know
gotcha.
the interview for the day going probably happen like 11 something. You know what I'm saying? So let me tune back at 11 something. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that shit was just corny.
Yeah, because I know. I think on my own merit, I might have watched the Jay-Z joint, obviously because it was him.
Right.
The Kanye joint because it was him, and the Dame Dash joint because it was him. And then from viral clips, I watched the Soldier Boy joint. Definitely the Kodak Black joint. Yeah, that my man Bluntton though.
He was like, you know what I'm saying? We stayed up. I stayed up on the phone with a girl. Is that the what?
I hope so.
While I hate Kodak Black, that shit is classic.
So yeah, that made me go watch that, John. And just from like the little viral clips, like but it'd be funny to see like stuff happen. Like I knew when I was watching that Dame Joe, I knew niggas were going crazy over that Joe.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff in that Joe.
Yeah, because he that nigga was wilding from sit down to over. That nigga was wild.
Yeah, but you see but that was like the prime example I talk about. Like I hate niggas who come off like that. Like I forgot how it was. It's just like the
what, like Dame?
Yeah, like how he came off. It's just like, oh, I'm a boss. Like,
yeah,
why that shit is good, but like I hate people who come across like him. And then like you fast forward and look how I don't think Dame is too hot right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I don't think all that shit he was talking about, none of that shit really flourished.
Oh
You
nah,
know what I'm saying?
nah. Like it's and this is another thing we need to talk about in the black community is like everybody is so big on like starting their own business and stuff like that.
Yeah, being a boss.
But a lot of people don't start businesses to flourish. You know what I mean? Like, and I can use him a perfect example, so we ain't got to get personal. It's like when he was bigging up his son, and his son was he had the cookies, right?
Yeah, right.
Like that's not really something that's going to boom.
Right.
You know, cookies ain't really big as is, and if niggas want cookies, niggas it's cookie staples that ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Like a nigga, now niggas might try us on shit here and there, but niggas is getting Oreos, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Chips Ahoy or something like that. Like
Girl
you,
Scouts.
yeah, you start a business and it's like, all right, we gonna sell chicken. Like what I would encourage people to do is like whatever area you live in, I would like look up the business, like the businesses, and maybe you could make a chicken place work, but you would have to be like super strategic about it or something. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I follow exactly what you're saying. I'm not saying you can't do it,
It's just
but
like
you making it harder for you to be successful because like you're not reinventing the wheel. You know what I'm saying? You're not bringing a new need to the community. Like chicken is Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? Chick-fil-A is KFC. You know what
all right,
I'm saying?
and
Curry out.
it's stuff we already been programmed
Right.
to run to. Like you got to come out with something that's gonna be like, oh yeah, man, we ain't got that.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they say. Variety is the spice of life. Like
Uh
you
huh.
said, that's a good piece of advice. Like look up and see what your this area is missing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you got like a lot of this. Like, ain't too many Mexican spots. Let me bring a
Yeah.
Mexican. You know what I'm saying? A real Mexican joint. You know what I'm
Uh
saying?
huh.
Or
Or
whatever.
or if you going like analyze like something that people use every day, and then just make a hip cool version of it or something. You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
Like something that could be convenient for everybody. Like we because we like when you were saying earlier how kids are so impressionable, adults are really impressionable too.
Right. Yeah.
And we see like start your own business, but we don't. The niggas that keep yelling start your own business, they don't ever like tell niggas like niggas need to be going to class to know what kind of business to start and how to, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
How
it's
to properly run said business.
yeah, yeah, and definitely that too. I'm glad you said that because people customer service skills be trash.
Yeah. And
So
they want you just to support just cause you know them or they're black or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. Um, but yeah, so we can slide. You want to slide into the NBA or never broke again?
Yeah.
Uh, young boy.
So again, forgive us. We're not NBA YoungBoy fans. So, you know what I'm
Not at all.
saying? But it is a topic that needs to be discussed nevertheless. So, we talked about it before on previous podcasts. That's why I say kind of probably need to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Keep up with the Joneses. The ongoing beef between NBA YoungBoy and Dirk is kind of split the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And NBA YoungBoy was already probably dealing with shit before him. You know what I'm saying? Like he felt as though he's been blackballed. I think we talked about that before. You know what I'm saying? Social
right.
media accounts and all that been taken away, and now it seems like certain artists are picking sides. And YoungBoy dropped a track early this week taking aim at NLE Chopper and Young Dirk. You know what I'm saying? Dissing them on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I don't remember the lyrics, you know what I'm saying? But basically saying how NLE Young Chopper, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to like be a better person and diet right and all that stuff. So he took aim at that, saying I ain't gonna help you and all this, shoot you up and all this other shit.
Right.
Basically, take Dirk, aim at Dirk, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Dirk responded to him saying, the about the King Von death and saying if you ain't do it, don't claim it and all this other shit. And young boy fired back and saying you doing all this, but you putting pictures up of your man, you ain't retaliating all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? So sad story, man. Like I told you, that I just don't foresee shit going away. You know,
Right.
still early. You know what I'm saying? Could happen. Hopefully it does happen, but man. This is look like a volatile situation, and the NBA young boy, the way he's on it, he's like, if anybody choose sides, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get shots fired
Right.
at you. Hopefully, just records. Hopefully, no
Right.
violence. You
Man,
know what I'm saying?
you
He's
never
already
know.
facing a big deal. facing 7 years for his charges that he's
Mm-hmm.
about to be facing. I think he's like on parole right now, house arrest.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, like dumb. Like that's what I don't understand. Like you already dealing with this shit, but like how you said earlier, bring it full circle. Some people just don't really have shit to live for. That's the you're a product of their environment.
Yeah. Even when you give them something better,
Right.
yeah, that mindset is a interesting thing, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
I know he's a young kid who has like a lot of kids already. You know what I'm saying? I just wish he was smart enough, brighten up, and be there for him. I hear he's a pretty good father. You know what I'm saying? Despite everything that you might hear about him, the knucklehead, the raps, and the gangster shit. But I hate he is there for his kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully he can like one stay alive and two stay out of jail and shit. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Piggyback off that, I'm like an NLE Chopper fan.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, slightly.
Okay.
So it's not music based though.
Oh, enlighten me.
So as you mentioned earlier, that he does be on like his healthy stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been following him on Twitter probably since I think about the pandemic started or whatever. If you remember, I used to do the little reaction videos,
Okay.
and I the one that I did with the puppet, I did to I was doing to the freshman class, double XL, them freestyles.
Right.
So
Okay. Yeah, definitely remember that.
yeah, so it was they individual freestyles or whatever. So I had posted his John. You know, I post like a bunch of my little links on Twitter because that's where a lot of the views be coming from. And you know, he had liked the John or whatever. And so when he did that, oh well, all right, that's cool of him as well. You know, let me follow him. And I just followed him, I guess, at the right time when he was transitioning from like being like one of those acting up niggas to like always he giving positive advice, you know, health wise, exercise wise, meditating and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he got his own like brand of herbs and stuff like that. And now that's one thing I would say like is a gray area in starting a business that I wouldn't be mad at because even though the healthy thing it's a trend, but it still ain't really popular. You know what I mean? If that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like it's cool to say it, but niggas ain't really doing that shit for real.
Yeah.
But anybody that's starting up a business where they selling like healthy stuff, I'm not mad at that at all.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, you helping out humanity at that point, or at least trying to anyway.
Right. Right. Yeah. I'd be like, I don't know. I'd be worried. Maybe part of my own ignorance. I haven't researched yet, but I don't know. I'd be worried about taking stuff that what I'm saying people make, and like you said, like sometimes some of our friends who do this shit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Who
right,
like to make a detox, this, that, and the third. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to take no shit, and that shit mess me up inside and stuff. But
hmm
like you said, shout out to them. I got one of my homies, like one of my best friends. Like I kind of know this guy since like first grade. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
He's been into that shit though. He's been like you know what I'm saying. You know how people take different routes when you grow up. He kind of been on that shit for a while. Just his spiritual energy and well being and chakras and
right,
eating good and all that shit. So yeah.
yeah. So I have a bro that was into that kind of stuff as well. Um, and yeah, it's interesting because it was like to see people shun him, you know, all this time, and now like this shit is cool now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the whole chakra. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm the kind of person, even though I'm not. The healthy thing is one thing, but I'm not really on board with like the stones and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel them. I don't know too much about all the stones, all that shit too, but you know how we be on it. I just like kind of like protect my energy just by like negative people and shit like that.
Right,
But I don't know
right,
about all
right.
the songs and all that alignment. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
yeah.
I was like, it was like a point where I think right before I got let go from Best Buy,
Mm-hmm.
like my homie who I was doing like another podcast with, good homie of mine. You know, so we just talk about random stuff, and that's like one thing I guess him and his girl was on, and he was like pointing me in the way of some videos they've been watching. It sounded decent, but like I don't know. I think I'm kind of good on that. No disrespect to anybody.
Yeah, yeah. Like, cause my bro, he's giving me stones and all that, and I wear them still. You know what I mean? But I'm more so. I think like me and you, we're more straightforward with things than actually having like representation of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you said, keeping the negative people away and things of that nature. It's funny because when you said that, it reminded me of this Drake line and shit, and it's from the Scorpion album, that Sandra's Rose song.
Okay, that's one of my
Uh,
favorite songs. I love when he get in his bag like that.
yeah, he was saying like my uncle trying to control he's like something my issue. He was like trying to give me stones and crystals, but it's gonna take a lot more than that for me to control my issues and all that.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
reminded me of that when you said that.
Like, that's why I love Drake. Like Drake, when he raps, bro, that nigga's tough. But I understand it's a business, so he got to do like the hotline blings and all that shit. But
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah.
man, when he raps, bro, especially when he get his introspection back, when he talks about him, dig deep, talk about like his life situations, his parents, the baby situation, that nigga be flowing, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
granted, I know they say the ghostwriter and all that shit, but I don't think nobody writing shit like that for him. In my opinion, it could be biased. I'll take it until I'm
Yeah.
biased, but
Okay.
it is what it is. Like that shit, like come on, that shit just be he be talking, bro.
Yeah. I mean, the whole ghostwriter thing though is like it doesn't mean you can't rap at all.
Right. Correct. That's what I'm saying. That's why
Yeah,
I believe he
yeah.
did that. You know
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying.
He
Yeah,
did that.
so
You know what I'm saying?
he could be doing them don'ts and just who knows? He might have the writers for the silly shit. You know what
And
I'm
that's what I think it is. It's like
saying?
that's what I'm cool with it because like for the R&B stuff, of course he has writers for that. I
Right.
mean, I'm accepting of that. But then like the hits that he's trying to go viral for and shit like that,
Yeah.
then I'm thinking that's what he got hits for. I mean, the writers and shit for. But
Yeah.
my thing is like it kind of blew me because that compiled with him or his team keep repeatedly stealing lyrics.
Right. Okay. I
You know what
got
I'm
you.
saying? Like
Right.
that joint he had with Game. It was somebody else's song. He pretty much rapped somebody else's verse, damn near word for word.
Mm-hmm.
It's like shit like that. That's the shit that kind of gets me. Like, god damn,
Same.
Drake.
Same. The joint with YG.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah.
that might be what it was. The YG jump, my bad.
Oh
Maybe that's what I'm
yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of the West Coast niggas.
Man. Yeah. So yeah, I get it. I get it. Now I'm all for using a line or two,
Right.
but
Especially if you're paying homage. But these was like, no
wait a
disrespect
minute.
to something I ain't know who the fuck these niggas was. Never heard the song, and then here you go rapping the joint word for word and shit. Hey, I don't know if you're paying homage and all that shit, my boy.
Or was it a Jay-Z? Nah, you made the hot line. I made the hot song type. You know what I'm saying? Still one of my favorite lines of hip hop history,
Yeah.
man.
I'm mad. It's like when you was talking,
Mm-hmm.
Wale had a line, but I couldn't remember the line, so I didn't want to like barge in and say the line. But it
Mm-hmm.
was basically about how you said like when your boy was like early, he got laughed at.
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Wale had a line about that, like on his earlier mixtape days. The first person on is usually laughed at, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Wow, 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 wow times. Wow, wow, wow times. But like you said, hopefully this situation gets situated. Well, these are a bunch of knuckleheads. So don't really see this one getting worked out.
Right, right.
Niggas have already died. Niggas making fun of the niggas dying. Niggas. Hey, so question, right? When King Von died, he didn't have like niggas ain't like mock him with like no pack or nothing, did they?
I'm pretty sure they did, but that's the thing with yeah, I'm 100% that shit they did. But that's the thing with the shit is like O Block and them, they were so popular, so the
Mm-hmm.
shit got out to us. Like the other side, outside of like FBG Duck, they don't have no rappers or no prominent people to get that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay,
So it
okay.
just probably didn't spread, but I'm pretty sure. I vividly remember seeing like at least IG videos and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
that shit just not going to spread because like you know what I'm saying. With their camp, you got Chief Keef, you got Dirk, you got Vaughn, you got you know what I'm saying. You got all, and then they work with all the other popular niggas and shit. And you got other niggas saying smoking on Tuka and shit like that.
All right.
So that shit spread even further because they got the reach. The other team, I think all he had was like FBG Duck, and then he died before he made it big, and then
Right.
they just don't have the way to push their shit out there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, nobody can escape that shit. Everybody's unpacking
Oh,
Chicago and all that shit.
okay. That's super disrespectful though. Even
Yeah,
got LeBron and them be saying that shit. You know what I'm
yeah, like yeah, that shit is crazy.
saying? Smoking on woods pack tonight. Hmm. But what else did we have? Was that it for the celebs?
I
Did you
believe
want to?
it's
Did you want
definitely
to?
on my
Did you want
list.
to? Did you want to touch on the Megan Good thing?
We can.
Yeah,
I know
Lord.
we talked about her recently getting divorced from her longtime husband. And we were speculating like, damn, what's it going to be like, you know what I'm saying, when she's hitting the market and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I think like right around that time she was like getting hot and like, you know what I'm saying, young, she got locked down, married.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's single and ready to mingle. She was spotted at a Rams game with a Megan Good jersey saying, Miss Good if you're nasty.
Mm. I'm nasty gal. That's good. Come on, gal. Come on. Megan
So
Good. What you about to say?
no, I was about to say it'd be interesting to see how she traversed this dating market or whatever she does. You know what I'm saying? See how she is. Is she gonna lay low how she been? But this is a sign pointing the other way. You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
Uh, I kind of seen enough. I think this is a playoff football game, and the funny thing is Hollywood has been begging for a team like the Rams, and they finally got one. And I feel like this is going to be a platform for multiple celebrities to show out. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like her with that. First of all, you getting that put on the jersey, that's enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
knowing your fine ass going to get spotted at a game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, eh, just open the market, girl. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Let shit. Let the highest bidder win. You know, but that did hit a determining factor was allegedly bro wanted kids and she didn't. And so, we kind of called this, in the beginning, everybody, yeah, we still gonna be friends, mutually respect and all this and that. When, you could you just keep watching. One person acts a certain way, then another person acts another way. Then you can kind of just put two and two together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And although this isn't an icebreaker or nothing, this is just like her first move. But
Mm-hmm.
that's a big step. It's good if you're nasty.
Definitely about to have the Megan Good watch to see how everything plays out. See if she get
Mm-hmm.
with somebody else or how she traverses it. If she want to join the City Girls, Hot Girl Summer for
Right. And it sounds like it. I mean,
her.
because it could have been worse though, because she could have been at the game with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but I'm just saying, like, that is a grand way to put yourself back on the market.
Yeah.
Playoff game, Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Don't get really bigger than that. Where Rihanna gone off the market, might gotta be the backup or something. You know what I'm saying? Man.
I man, tell you.
Hmm. But so we want to use that to transition into the sports.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, okay. So Hollywood, which is home to the Rams and the Chargers for that matter in football, but also the Clippers. We got to bring up Paul George and them being at the game. Did you see them?
Oh yeah, I seen him. Yeah, it seemed like that was like some of the most fun Kawhi has been spotted having.
Yeah, yeah. Also, people on Twitter were saying that he was rolling up weed and all that.
Oh wow.
And it's like it's funny because you could see him like the way you could see him like had something in his hand, but it's like the camera. And this is how niggas look out, right? This is looking out for the cookout. Paul George and them having the time of their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it panned over to Kawhi, and he looked like he having a great time. And you can see something in his hand, and the way his hands are like fixed, it looks like he's like, rolling up weed. But the camera quickly pans away back to Paul George and Mookie Betts from the Dodgers and Hollywood celebrities. They seem to be having the time of their life right now.
Should be, man.
Right.
Enjoy that shit, man.
Right.
I know I would be.
We got superstars from different teams all in the same suite. I think Travis Scott was in that suite. You know what I'm saying? And what a time to be alive, right?
Yeah, man.
But all is not so well in Hollywood because according to the reports, the other Hollywood basketball team, the Lakers, will officially be benching superstar point guard Russell Westbrook in fourth quarters due to high volume of turnovers. They didn't say this, but in so many words, low IQ play.
Yeah, I was just about to say bad decisions.
Yeah. So this is not exactly how I thought we would see the second part-time NBA player come about, but apparently Russell Westbrook is heading towards that. How do you feel about this? First of all, have we ever seen anything like this? And then how do you feel about this?
I don't think we ever seen nothing like this in a basketball setting. It's like crazy, you know what I'm saying? How like pitches, they got their opening, closing, and all that shit. But like for this nigga not to be playing the fourth quarter, that's crunch time, money time, and being paid so much money is crazy.
50 mil.
Yeah, and it's like bringing it back to like I told you so arguments. You know what I'm saying? Argue with niggas and niggas was kept saying Russell Westbrook this might be a rough spot or whatever, but this is always a Russell I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Granted, all that shit is good. The triple doubles and all that shit is good, amazing, or whatever. But it's all about winning games. And he just, you know what I'm saying? I know everybody can't win championships, but outside of that, he just didn't come across as a winner to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is kind of crazy. And shouts out to them for doing this. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that need to be done, and don't just let him just keep ruining the team just because he's making X amount of money. He's X player. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, shout out to Frank Vogel because one, allegedly he is on the hot seat to be fired, and two, more teams in the league need to do this because there's been plenty of games we've watched in the party where star or bench player, role player, whatever, niggas is making stupid decision after stupid decision, and we're watching 20-point leads turn into 3-point leads and then 5-point deficit. You know what I'm saying? And we just need to see more of this. Hopefully, this is like not an outlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't give a fuck how much money you're making, bro. Get the fuck out the game. Like how many times specifically have we been in the parties and you yelled that out or I've yelled that out looking at our team play?
Endless, bro.
Like, get the fuck out of it. Like it's not that hard. It's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why are you shooting this? Why? Give me the hot hand.
I'm like,
they just want to be involved in this shit.
Right. I'm like, they playing the highlights from a Lakers game and bro is hitting the side of the backboard like 3 times in a row. Like not this one time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's coming down like side of the backboard, top of the backboard. Like how first and foremost, how are you shooting that bad? You've been in the league for like 12 years.
Right.
Like
How you putting in work in the off season to improve your shot? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
right. And yeah, it's I mean, I'm not feeling sorry because at the end of the day he making 50 million. But
right.
but you would hate to see like his career go down the drain, and this would be the reason why, because he wouldn't stop making, turning the ball over and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this situation. Like, I haven't heard nothing from his camp or him as of yet, but I know this has to be a big ego hit, and to see how he deal with this and see if he's really on board. Like, oh, man, I know I'm playing bad. If this will help the team, this cool. Or is he like, man, fuck that? You know what I'm saying? I ain't playing that bad. I can shoot through it. I can get through this. Or you know what I'm saying? I want to
Right,
see how he reacts. You know what I'm saying? Because athletes, they be oblivious to certain shit and they don't be giving a fuck. You know what I'm
and he's definitely one of those.
saying? Right.
Yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on.
And before we leave this topic, while we was just talking, I was like, damn, like I wish I could do this shit in 2K and take Johnny ass out.
Just tell him, get the fuck out of that game, nigga.
Dog, I don't know if he was watching my stream. It was like what's today? It was Monday stream,
Hmm.
and we was down 4 points in the fourth quarter. It's a minute left. This nigga got the ball at the top of the key, wide open. He passed it to somebody that's covered, bro.
Oh wow, I probably forgot. I think I was watching Monday though.
Yeah, I know. Like, these like we stream for like hours. So I know you can't catch every single second or minute or whatever.
Oh, I'm
I'm
not
gonna
gonna
send you. I'm
remember
gonna
it.
send you that clip though,
Okay.
because like what I be doing with him, I can't send the clip to him on Facebook. I mean on Xbox, but I can send screenshots.
Hmm.
So I took a screenshot where the nigga was wide open. But I'm gonna send you the clip and bro, that shit just irritated the fuck out of me, bro.
Hmm.
But on to other topics.
Yeah, definitely frustrating playing with that knucklehead. But I am retired, so hey, it's your problem now.
I might be with you next year, man. Hopefully some other games come out that help me make this transition. But man,
Hmm. All right. So what else we got in the sports world? Playoff preview.
yeah, I about to say the playoff recap and predictions for next week. I mean, well, this weekend. Excuse me.
All right. So had the opening wild card, or I guess they was calling it the super wild card in the NFL. We had about what was it? 6 games? Three,
Yeah, it
two, and
was
one. Yep.
two. That what Saturday,
Yeah,
three
3 Sunday
Sunday, and
and
then one
one
Monday.
Monday. Perfect. Yeah, so Super Wild Card weekend also was being hosted on Nickelodeon. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Saturday we had the Bengals defeat the Raiders, and what was a controversial call earlier on in the game where Joe Burrow was scrambling to the right, and right before he stepped out of bounds, he threw a pass to the end zone. A whistle blew before said pass made it to the end zone. The ball was caught by a receiver. The rule is if a whistle blows, the play is dead and should be played over or whatever mid play. But after the referees' discussions, they decided to call it a touchdown. Um, this would a lot in a lot of people's eyes, I guess, give the Bengals the upset edge, which I felt like they had a chance to win at the end anyway. But okay, and they, I'm not gonna say stole. I'm gonna say they stole this game. They won this game. How'd you feel about this game?
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. Outside of that, um, blunder. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Raiders fan. They're in our division. One of the niggas lose. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not me being biased, not like that. But that was like a wild play. Like I said, per the rule, a whistle kills the play. And you know what I'm saying? And then to hear the explanations they saying the whistle came after he caught the ball, like that was like complete bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then to see that officiating staff, if I remember, it's not going to be used no more in the playoffs and shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So
Right.
like, you
Right.
admitted you're wrong.
Yeah, the
It's
league.
like,
Yeah, the league definitely cleaned it up.
yeah, but it's like, damn, that don't help the Raiders and shit. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a Raiders fan, I'm fucked up behind that. Granted,
Kind
you could have played better, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
kind
to
of.
win the
Yeah,
game, but like,
yeah. Derek
still, that
Carr.
shit still fucked up.
Yeah, I get it, but that was like the second quarter. Derek Carr had a chance, at the 5, and
Yeah, but like, I mean,
I kind
granted,
of
you know how the game play out. How much they lose by?
a touchdown.
If you take that touchdown away, maybe they only get 3 that jump.
Yeah, maybe though,
Right,
like that.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying. Yeah, like we
But
don't.
it's still the chance of like, if you're a fan, like, you know what I'm saying, like we don't give a fuck for real.
Yeah,
But,
I feel like it's no. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just feel like it's. I feel like both of them is equal though. Because if he don't throw into double coverage, maybe they score elsewhere. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
too. But like, not to beat a dead horse.
I just feel like
Like
it's
you
equal.
forcing it now at that point. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if they ain't down by that much. No, he's they down. They have to get a touchdown.
That's your man,
Maybe
right?
who?
Derek Carr.
No, that's not my man.
Or is that Aaron, man? That's somebody. Somebody's Derek Carr. Derek Carr, somebody's man.
That's probably my homie Knight thought he was top 10 and all that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, say if you're in a position, maybe if I know there's a whole bunch of ifs. You know what I'm saying? If was the fifth, you know, all that.
Yeah.
But like, he's forcing it because they have to get the touchdown. Maybe if they hold him to a field goal or whatever, maybe they get a turnover. You don't have to force the touchdown.
You at the 5.
That's
that you at the 5. That's forcing it. We seen plenty of game winning drive that very very weekend. But with him, you lucky that ain't your man. But with him,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hate Derek Carr. I'm glad. I hate Derek Carr, but like people, that discussion made me hate Derek Carr. But I'm just saying, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you got down by 7. Say if you can get a field goal to win the game, like you can just like how they didn't have as much pressure going against San Diego where they needed a touchdown. Like
right.
you could play freely, more loosely. You know what I'm saying? The pressure, pressure bust pipes, and that's what part of why Derek Carr isn't that guy. But now he got that pressure on him. It made him fold. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, you said nigga saying top 10. I'm like,
I didn't say that.
No, I'm just saying. I could have. I'm like, now somebody said he was top 10. I'm like, yeah.
Like Knight was the one that said, and like a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying? But me and
10,
Aaron, we laughed at it. I asked you about it. You disagreed. He's a solid quarterback, but he's not one of them guys.
Yeah,
my thing.
He did when they got the ball back. It was like what, a minute and a half left.
Yeah, something like that.
Did we all not say he was going to turn the ball over?
I mean, yeah, we knew that. Yeah.
we know Derek Carr. We know what he going to get.
He did get, like, say if they was down field goal, he got him in field goal range.
I get that, but that ain't what you. All I'm saying is, I feel like it's equal. You know, when you get the kickoff, you know what you need.
Right. And I see what you're saying. I'm just saying it could have been different if they didn't get that touchdown. Who knows what would have happened?
It's equal. Yeah, I agree. It go. I feel like I'm just saying, like, I don't think people can just say that alone. I feel like it goes both ways though. That's all I'm saying.
True.
Yeah. So next up for the Bengals, well, I'll let you do once you get to the preview, I'll let you handle that. So next up we had, and what was nothing controversial about this whooping, the Patriots versus the Bills. And this was over in the first quarter, man.
Yeah, this was a shellacking.
47-17. The Bills absolutely systematically dismantled Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Mac Jones was way in over his head. And they never stood a chance. I'm surprised it wasn't a shutout. That's how, bad this was. How'd you feel about this game?
Yeah, like I mean, I was a little bit surprised. You know, saying try to give Bill more credit than saying they gonna get blown out.
Mm-hmm.
But this is why, like, this is probably another team I probably would have won in the playoffs. Like, no disrespect to them, they just don't have the firepower. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that, I don't fear them. While they have a growing quarterback and Jones and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Just out of me picking my poison, like I ain't trying to deal with a Derrick Henry. I ain't trying to deal with a Jamal Chase.
Right.
I don't want to play the Bills. They got some high power receivers and all that.
Right.
You know
And,
what I'm saying?
and shout out to the Patriots. They'll be back. He's, Mac Jones a rookie.
Yeah.
Bill just has to keep doing what he's doing. Start bringing in those free agents, drafting. He doesn't have a good track record with receivers, but he better bring in somebody. To me, I would hire somebody from Pittsburgh because they turn out receivers like draws.
Right.
And yeah, holler at your best friend, Saint Nick Saban down in Alabama, Waddle and Devontae Smith and all these Alabama receivers starting to make noise. You might want to go down there and see, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's ways to get right. I guess it's just gonna be a process. But boy, did they get upended. And the Bills look absolutely phenomenal across all that was a prepared team right there.
Mm-hmm.
And moment wasn't too big. They stayed focused, boys. Definitely looking forward to the next week's, well, this week technically, matchup. So that would bring us to Sunday, which opened with another beating. And even though the score doesn't look bad, it was nowhere near as close as this score indicates. With Tampa Bay absolutely crushing Philadelphia Eagles. Score was 31-15, but basically the score was 31-0. Again, well, this game wasn't over quickly. This had a slow cook to it. So I'll say about the first half.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you kind of knew like, okay, the Eagles are in over their head. Jalen Hurts, he's off today. You know, and he just doesn't have like firepower around him, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm about to say the same thing I was gonna say about the Patriots, say about them, even though they got a receiver and Smith. But, and a tight end, but like still, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes time for playoff football, you gonna need a couple of them. Some nice receivers, like a good
Yeah.
run game and all that.
Especially to beat the Buccaneers.
Right. And like I think they outside of their defensive line, defense kinda like, yeah.
Right.
They got big play Slay, but I'm kinda high on him. But outside of that, I don't think nothing really too much in the
He he
linebackers and
he's
secondary.
he's good, but it's like you said, it's the playoffs, and it's like you going against the Bucks, and they got 3-4 good niggas,
Right.
and he can't check everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when the matchup thing comes into play. Um, so basically, this is a whooping. Buccaneers open their title defense, cruising to a great win. Tom Brady looks good. Defense looks good, even though they're missing like a few pieces. They'll be tested better next week. This should be a fire weekend as far as matchups go.
Yeah.
And that brings us to probably, well, no, because the Bengals and Raiders was competitive. I was about to say, it brings us to what was probably the most competitive, the only competitive game of the weekend, but Bengals and Raiders was pretty competitive. So the only other competitive game of the weekend, which was San Fran versus the Dallas Cowboys. And this also had some controversy to it. Well, it had multiple controversies, but I guess the official controversy with the referee at the end, another controversy is Cowboys supposed to have this good defense and they let niggas run all over them. And what's the tight end name? Kittle.
Oh, Kittle, yeah.
Leaving this guy open, and Debo Samuel is just Deion Sanders all of a sudden, or Cordell Stewart-esque. You know what I'm
Doing
saying?
everything, running niggas, catching niggas,
Yeah.
jack after the catch.
Um. After what was like I would say like a historic start to the season for Trevon Diggs, he really seemed to tail off these last few weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting beat I mean, I ain't gonna say beat like a drum, but he was getting beat. I think since people are keying in on his aggressive style, so they're throwing in the double moves and they're throwing in like the slant goes, the hesitation, routes and all of that.
Right.
And knowing he wants to jump at any and everything, you easily can get a step on him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, San Fran pretty much had this game. I'm not gonna say in hand, but they had a pretty comfortable lead this whole game. And then in Cowboys fashion, they come roaring back at the end, and with some miraculous things happening, um, all gaslit, to use your term, by Jimmy Garoppolo, who just was begging to give this game away. Just please, sir, I beg of you, take this. I don't need it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Stalled the offense towards the end. Dallas got the ball back, and it comes down to, I can't even call the referee thing controversial. The play caller was controversial for me.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
controversial. So they're doing a lot of the basic 10-yard, 15-yard outs, pitch and catch, get out of bounds. They even do a nice little kind of like a 5 and then the receiver laterals to somebody who's sprinting to the outside that catches the defense off guard. They get a few yards off that. And then I guess whoever's calling the plays, Kellen Moore, he starts to feel himself a little bit, or he starts to believe in his offense a little too much. And then that's when the quarterback draw comes into play. And with 13 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, I guess the plan was to do a quarterback draw, get as many yards as you can. It had to have been a time limit on when he should slide. It had to have been, because there's no way he could have just kept running. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he slides. He gets up. They get up. They try to set the ball. Now the referee is slow, so he's not an athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's not running a 4-3 or nothing like that. He has to get up there to spot the ball. And by the time he does that, the time runs out. And after a quick discussion, Arizona is deemed the winner of the game. Cowboys eliminated. Everybody, well, at least Cowboys fans, instantly took to social media to say that they were robbed, the referee messed up the game, this and that. How did you feel about this?
I just talk about the general first, and then I'll get into that situation. But like, for people who mad at me why I left Cowboy Nation,
Mm-hmm.
this is why. Typical fashion, like you said, Cowboys always do this: lose early, then try to roar back in, and in big game situations, it just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? And we're in a hole because of bad play calling,
Mm-hmm.
undisciplined. Like, how long? It's like you done got so many coaches, but your team is just so undisciplined. Something's got to change. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is your team so undisciplined? And it's like it's not even just the losing. That's like the type of stuff I just can't deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like they're fake star-studded everywhere across the board. Like, you know what I'm saying? Quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
pretty good quarterback. How many teams can go that deep at receiver?
Mm-hmm.
Two nice tight ends,
Mm-hmm.
a decent offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
two deep at running back,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go on the office, you go on the defensive side. Look how many good edge rushers they got. They got one of the best in the league for the last couple of years, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Emerging star in Michael Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
You got a solid person in Randy Gregory to complement both of them. And
Mm-hmm.
then the backups, when Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence weren't there, they picked it up. The Bashams,
Right.
the Urbans, they picked it up. And then you go back to linebacker, they got some decent people. Um, Converted safety like Keanu Neal and all that, KZ.
Mm-hmm.
Cornerbacks, you got your rookie
Yep.
Diggs. I mean, not second year Diggs, and then you got like a Malik Hooker that can come in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so they got people all over the playmakers all over the board. And like, it's no reason for you to be losing. So like, that's why I'm tired of it. But then go into the controversy, and this is like, I look at that even before the whole thing happened. He's like in the same predicament. I want to say Russell Westbrook. He needs to get the play calling and like some of the control taken away from him dial back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because that's why I think Dallas don't run as much as they used to. Because Dak has the ability to change out of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I think they need to take some of that shit away from him, whatever. Granted, the running game might not hit for like 10, 10, 10, but like he can't be throwing for 50 times a game. It's not going to end well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had a bad pick in that game. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And a couple errant throws and all that. You know what I'm saying? But like, then that play calling. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say like Russell Westbrook, like the play calling. It's like I don't know. I seen that shit coming. I was like, because it was like such a like third and short or some shit like that. I was like, watch they probably run to pick this shit up. But I'm thinking this nigga will go down after like 5 yards or some shit like that. But this nigga runs like 10, 12 yards.
Right.
And then like they want to blame the referee. It's not his fault. One, he has to clock the ball.
Right.
Or he has to spot the ball. And then you motherfuckers lined up and didn't give him a space to run through.
Right.
So he has to trip over Dak and the offensive line to get to the ball. So it's like, that's y'all fault. You know what I'm saying? They practiced this. I don't know how well they practiced. They say they practiced this, and they always, I think 13 seconds was what they normally finished at. So they thought they had that 1 second. That's why they kept harping on that 1 second because it was 14 seconds game time. So they thought, you know what I'm saying, well, we practiced it, we good. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they practiced it, but they definitely didn't have the time to do it. And just unexcusable, man. Like, they always been bitching about Mike McCarthy having bad time management, and it showed here. You know what I'm saying? Him and Kellen Moore, whoever. You know what I'm saying? So like that shit is bad. That shit is sad, man. And I felt like with their salary cap situation, this was the time they needed to kind of do something in the near future.
Right.
Because like you paying Cooper, so you probably about to lose Michael Gallup. You might have got lucky, no disrespect, because he got hurt. So you might can retain him on a small prove-it deal, or you know what I'm saying? But then you might lose a Tony Pollard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like all them, I think most of the niggas they brought in with from the Dan Quinn era, like the KZs, and all that.
Right.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to keep him. Dan Quinn might leave himself.
Yeah, he's interviewing for a few head coaching gigs.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's gonna be a rough, long off season for said Cowboys.
Yeah, and just crazy, like we say all the time. It's not rocket science. They were getting huge chunks of yards just doing what they were doing. 49ers clearly in the prevent defense. That's a different conversation for another day. But why not just do that one more time? You got the same amount of yards, right?
Yeah.
And you probably would have had a chance to maybe even do it one more time before you have to take a shot at the end zone. Like if it's working, why tinker with it? But yeah, that's typical. That's typical, like you said, that's typical Cowboys. So they will not be moving forward. I will say they had to go home, but it was a home game, so they were already there. You know? And we will go back to the blowouts because Sunday night we had the official ceremony. It was a send-off ceremony, and way to get spanked out of the league as Ben Roethlisberger, who is more than likely going to retire at the end of the season, was forced to do just that by the Kansas City Chiefs. And another game that just got out of hand earlier on. And even though you was fake stressing about it,
I knew that's coming. I knew that was coming.
you was fake stressing about it. You could clearly see like these guys were just outwilled, outpowered, outmatched. Only thing that Pittsburgh did good this game was Mike Tomlin's pregame promo. And you could tell he's been watching some wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he cut a very, I want to say Shawn Michaels. What was that? Was that WrestleMania? He was about to fight Stone Cold. He was about to lose to Stone Cold.
Yeah.
He cut a very Shawn Michaels-esque promo because that's what it reminded me of. Or he was saying like, you know, this for the world, and this ain't gonna be for the faint at heart, and you know what I'm saying. Don't blink, because if you blink, this happening. You know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very. You can tell he's been watching some wrestling, man. But he's also a great motivational speaker. You can tell also. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Mike Tomlin, man. If you want to come to Seattle and right this wrong ship, then come on, man. But anyways, Kansas City would dismantle the Steelers 42-21, and this game wasn't even as close as that score indicates, and that's still 3 touchdowns. Um, it really outside of the Chiefs just pouring on points, they seem to look regular again. You know, a lot of people throughout most of the season were saying that they didn't look the same. Something's wrong with my homeboy and things of that nature. And maybe it is the matchup against the Steelers. I don't think that's the case, but all seems to be well so far. But you're the Chiefs fan, so I'll let you have the floor on that one. How did you feel about this?
Thank you. I'm happy we won, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was as easy as like a lot of people put on, albeit a score. Like it, I mean, it kind of got off the wagon and probably the second quarter. Granted, it's still early. That's early,
Mm-hmm.
but my thing is it's about, you know what I'm saying, the way you play. Like how you said, Pittsburgh, they came out super flat. So why weren't we on theirs out the gate? You know what I'm saying? Because we did punt a lot in that first quarter. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And I also gave up a turnover for points. We gave up 2 turnovers the first half, and one went for points. So that's why, like, I wasn't fake stressing. Like, I seen this story before. You know what I'm saying? Watching the games early on, it was mirroring, you know what I'm saying, how rut we was in when we was at the bottom of the AFC West. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just can't get right. Offense not moving the ball. Gave away 7, so we're down 7. You know what I'm saying? So, like, granted, you got to score, and then you got to score again to take the lead. You know what I'm saying? And that's just them, you giving them points. So I'm thinking that offense maybe could pick something up. I know we're not the greatest team against run going into it. Maybe Najee Harris physical run could come back to hurt us. And they have, granted, Ben doesn't have the best arm, but like, who are our corners outside of like Snead? The rest of them are kind of trash. And I'm just saying niggas just throw shit up. Granted, that's a better wide receiver quarterback combo. But like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, if niggas just to feel they can just throw it up against us, I'm worried a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Well,
said, wide receivers are prevalent in Pittsburgh.
mm-hmm.
So like, it might not gotta be the best ball. You know what I'm saying? With the trash tight end, trash corner, and the good wide receiver, we can go get it and make a play, and probably at least draw a flag because we was getting a lot of those. You know what I'm saying, late in the season and shit. So like I was a little bit worried, concerned. I'm not that fan like who's like, oh yeah, we gonna beat everybody like how Dallas niggas is. So I was a little concerned. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad we, you know what I'm saying, end up winning the game, puts a point us. Hopefully that motivation and the film goes into a good game plan for the Buffalo Bills. That's all I say.
Yeah, awesome. It still feel like, you know, it was pretty handily, you know what I'm saying? But
All right, man. Yeah, I got it.
I know you're gonna nitpick us, you know, fake little tough critic and all that,
But
but
I'm saying like that stuff against a good team, that's when it comes into play.
right, I got you. I
You know what
got
I'm
you.
saying? Like you come out flat against Buffalo, who can score the point, who score the ball, and then you give them 7 points. You seen what they did to us earlier this year.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. We get to these previews, man. We're gonna
As
see.
much as I want, let Patty get another ring. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Y'all call me a pessimist and all that. I keep it real.
All right, man. We're gonna see, man. So that will bring us to the last game of Wild Card Weekend, and this wasn't much of a game either. It was the Arizona Cardinals versus the Hollywood Los Angeles Rams. You were listening earlier. You heard about the Megan Good, the Paul George, the Kawhi. They're all at this game. The Mookie Betts, Travis Scott. You know, just star-studded. They have the Michael Buffer as the, I was about to say ring announcer, but as the field announcer. to get things started. The whole thing is a spectacle with this team, man. They have the flashy new head coach and Sean McVay, innovator. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, they have the superstars. They have the Odell Beckhams, who's is getting more scarier and scarier every week. It seems like. They have the Jalen Ramseys, the Aaron. Somebody was calling them Aaron McDonald, Super McDonald. You know what I'm saying? They just yeah. I guess if you want to throw Matt Stafford out there, he's been decent. He's been decent, right? He's been all right. Well, yeah, oh boy.
Hey
Well, man,
man, it's just one of them quarterbacks like Carr. If they can hang themselves, they will, man. He just lucky he got that star-studded defense.
uh, Matt Stafford deserves these flowers, man. That nigga's done spent most of his career in Detroit, man. I'm
Eh.
surprised he ain't on drugs or even killed himself by now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you, Matt. You know what I'm saying? Um, this definitely wasn't a game. This was pretty handed. A lot of these games are pretty over fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From the very jump, Kyler Murray just looked in over his head, which was the story with a lot of these quarterbacks over the weekend. These young guys. Um, Granted, they are missing some pieces. The defense. I know you were high on Arizona, but I'm not sure how you felt about the defense. But it come playoff time, it's a lot because playoff football is like it's way more situational. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the Rams just have a lot of firepower that you have to situate for, and that's impossible. Now, granted, this could have been a way better game, and maybe D Hop was healthy. Um, he sways the defense because then Jalen Ramsey has to stay on him, and you can't roll him to the next best guy. You know what I mean?
Right. Hopefully the Christian Kurtz and Rondale Moores and all that can do something.
Yeah, or your man that you just keep leaving. AJ Green, your man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, AJ Green.
Yeah, Zach Ertz.
Yeah, Zach Ertz, Connor.
Yeah, but yeah, this was a 34-11 shellacking, and this was the end to Super Wild Card Weekend. So how you feel about this game?
It's a little, even though like how you mentioned, I was high on Arizona, but I wasn't like I was. It was a team I said watch out for, like
Mm-hmm.
just like the Patriots or whatever. Both teams, I think, in my opinion, maybe overachieved. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? You
okay.
know what I'm saying? But hey, they're here, made it to the playoffs, and I was a little bit disappointed in Kyler. Granted, I knew he wasn't going to win, but I didn't want him to look that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
Well,
over his head was like a good explanation for that
yeah.
observation because like that interception he threw,
That
pick
pick
six,
six,
that was
yeah.
terrible. You know what
That
I'm
that
saying?
that confirmed. Like you give was giving them the benefit of the doubt, but that play right there confirmed. Like, oh yeah, the moment's too big for him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that shit was terrible.
yeah, and it's normal because like as much slack as we give these guys, well, Derek Carr doesn't count because Derek Carr been in the league like 10 years or something, right?
Yeah.
Close, I mean close to it, if not.
Probably some shorty.
Yeah, so he doesn't count. But a lot of these other guys we give, like a lot of slack. Well, Matt Stafford doesn't count either. But a lot of these guys, the Mac Jones and Kyler, like these are babies still
Right,
technically.
right, right, right.
The Joe Burrows and stuff like that. And even like Patty, like what's his fourth year?
Mm-hmm.
And so these guys are still like because niggas come out booming. It's like we don't allow them the thing we would allow like other quarterbacks where he needs time to develop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be all right. Now, what you said about the Cowboys, it kind of can culminate here too, because it's like you want to take advantage of a situation while you can,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know what the future holds in San Francisco with the whole Jimmy G situation. But who knows if they give the reins to Trey Lance? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I will say, like, I've been hearing reports. It's probably gonna make it more tougher now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because because I'm not a person who just moves at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm hearing like, oh, Jimmy G stock is rising now and shit.
Right. Which is understandably so. He like Jimmy up until the end of that Cowboys game, he was playing good. You know what I'm saying? But there's also rumors, and I was gonna throw this out here too to get your opinion on it, that not only is Trey Lance in the shadows, but rumors are maybe San Francisco is where Aaron Rodgers really wants to go and not Denver.
Hmm.
So
That'd be dangerous. If they get Aaron Rodgers, that's dangerous.
yeah. So
That if they get that team, it's like I'm willing to bet like in 2 years, give Aaron Rodgers 2 years with that team, they might win a Super Bowl.
right. And that's with Debo and maybe Devontae because he got the free agency thing coming up.
If they get Devontae, they're definitely gonna win it in 2 years. But just with
And
the team that's constructed right now, and then hopefully Cal and them company, John Lynch, they
mm-hmm,
put pieces around uh Aaron Rodgers, like maybe give him another receiver, like with LB Devontae or whoever,
mm-hmm,
and just keep rebuilding that defense a little bit more, give them some secondary
mm-hmm.
and shit like that. Man.
Yeah. So if they're just rumors at the moment, but like we say, where there's smoke, there's fire. That it's a window you want to take advantage of while you can. You know what I mean?
Right. Good.
Yep. And we don't know what the future holds in Seattle. I don't expect them niggas to be down too long. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting for Pete Carroll to get fired. They fired the defensive coordinator, so that's a good thing. Actually, the whole defensive staff, technically. So that's one piece. So Pete Carroll's got to be next, man. And worst come to worst, we got Russ with Deshaun. You know what I'm saying? But bounce back here next year, man. But that will bring us to this weekend. So I'm gonna let you cover those games.
Oh, all right. Let me see. Let me get the schedule. Get the official schedule.
Mm-hmm. NFL divisional round.
Okay, so tomorrow at 4:30. This gonna be a doozy. Like you said, all these matchups are gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals travels to Tennessee to take on the
Yeah, the
Titans.
Bengals got the first game again.
Yeah, that's what it's saying, man. That's why I want to
Uh,
get the order and shit.
hey, man. Hey, Joe Burrow needs some prime time action, man. That's all good. He'll be championship game. He get it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They knew on the scene or whatever, so
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
you know how it go and shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll be getting more primetime games next year, and
But Tennessee,
depending on who you match up with too and shit.
Tennessee's the number one seed, right? How's that the first game?
They're not sexy though.
Yeah, I don't give a. Man, come on, we the number one seed, man.
Hey, they're not sexy though. Hey, the Jazz could be no one seed, but they ain't getting that. You know what I'm saying? If the Lakers there,
I guess, man.
I mean that's how they go, bro.
That's the first game of the weekend, the number one seed, though. That's crazy, but
Hey, it is what it is.
so we coming off a bye slam and we got to play first. That's crazy.
Hey man,
Okay, you already know who I'm going with. Joe Beasy. Joe Beasy. Joe Burrow. Last week I did a lot of heart over brain picks. I'm not gonna really do that this weekend, but I'm riding with Joe Beasy, man, taking down King Henry, returning King Henry and the Titans. You know what I'm saying? Um, the Bengals don't have a stout defense, but what they are good at is like playing the run. Now, obviously, being good isn't going to be good enough. So hopefully, somebody's been watching some film. You kind of want to load the box with this guy, and you want to force Tannehill to beat you. I feel like that gives you the best chance to beat said Titans team. I'm going with Joe Beasy, man. What's good?
this is tough, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I like the new energy, the emergence of the Bengals. Shout out to Iron Words, that's his team, the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
But
Go
it's
get
like I
Titans, man.
can't. It's like I don't feel like super confident picking the Titans even though the number one seed. It's like I'm big on quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you know what I'm saying, your quarterback will have to make some good plays, if not win you the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right. I'm gonna make it interesting. I'm gonna go Tennessee. I think hopefully Derrick Henry comes back. I know you said they got a good run defense, but hey, it's Derrick Henry. You
I
know what
mean,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
I said it's good. It's not
Yeah,
great. It's not great.
yeah.
It got to be great. You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
only reason why I'm picking them and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I, I,
Hopefully,
I, I'm
go
just,
ahead.
I'm just, I'm now. I'm just hoping that the Bengals offense can at least offset that because the Titans don't have like a great defense either. You know what I'm
Right. So yeah, that should be the strategy for Bengals come out, strike early,
saying?
put some pressure on them, and help your defense out so they can't just run. Force Tannehill to make some plays. You know what I'm saying? Try to go up early. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And please, y'all, it's just a game, y'all. The Bengals got so many babies on the team, bro. Like this is like these were there's like 3, 4 rookies on offense, like a couple of second year niggas. How long Mixon been in the league? About 5, 6 years or something? Oh,
Maybe like
maybe a little bit.
maybe 4 5, yeah.
Yeah, like these are youngins, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like niggas is 21, 22. You know what I'm saying? Like
With a chance to go to the AFC Championship.
hey, I tell you one thing. You thought I was wilding last week when the Bengals won. If Joe Burrow win this weekend, setting up that matchup, hey, Joe Burrow, go get that primetime game. They ain't gonna be able to deny you that. that motherfucker ain't gonna be at 3:30. Oh no. One of them Jones do be at 3:30, don't they?
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. All right, bro. We gotta get to the Super Bowl. They ain't gonna stop that motherfucker. Let's get to the bowl, bro.
Hey, but who depending on who they get, like, you know what I'm saying? If we was to win, then that junk will be the late game.
I hope. That's what I want.
If both of us is to win, then that'll be a late game.
Yeah.
I think that might can trump whoever come out the NFC.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Rams is the only one gonna probably make it tough.
You
But
think
like,
so? Because I think if it's another Packers and Bucks, Joe.
possible, yeah.
Yeah. But so you got the Titans, I got the Bengals. What's up? What's next?
Uh speaking of Packers,
Mm.
8:15 tomorrow. Packers at said 49ers.
Okay, not the other number one seed. Okay, they got both of the number one seeds playing the same day.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why niggas ain't getting the prime time game. And on Saturday, like that's crazy. Uh, I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah, I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah.
I think A-Rod and them come out hot. I think he gonna handle business.
Yeah, he's on another level right now. MVP-ish level. State Farm commercials, every other commercial.
Yeah, I think he got a point to prove. All the naysayers who had shit to say off that week one loss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he ain't gonna fucking nigga got what 6 interceptions the last 3 years or some shit like that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how people can like
Yeah,
whether you like him or hate him for whatever reason, but like one thing you can't
this nigga's
hate on
good.
is the skill. Yeah,
This nigga's
that
good.
boy good.
Facts.
Fuck all that dumb shit. He ain't a good brother, son, of all that shit. Like, that boy good. he can throw that motherfucker pigs.
All right.
But
Right.
yeah, so we both got the Packers.
Yeah. Take us to Sunday.
All right, Sunday, early game. You got the Rams versus the Buccaneers.
That's the early game.
I told you, man. That's what I said. If they
Sheesh.
meet the Chiefs, they get that late game. That's 3 o'clock.
Who at home? The Bucks?
Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Man, that's gonna be a good game. Bucks should have a point to prove after the Rams completely blew the doors off them earlier this season. One of them America's games of the week. Remember, we was watching that joint.
Mm-hmm.
From the opening tip, it just seemed like the Rams were jumping all over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now we know Tom Brady is a low key serial king petty guy. So I know there's been talk of like certain strategies and um how to make Matt Stafford uncomfortable. Like you said earlier, he's gonna make some mistakes. You just got to take advantage of said mistakes. On the other end, they do have Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald and all of that, but yeah, I feel like they could be beat. Now, I will feel they are missing Godwin for the season. And Antonio Brown is gone, but at the end of the day, they still don't have nobody to cover Gronk, and Mike Evans isn't a slouch. And all of a sudden, Scotty Miller is alive again. Isn't that out of control?
Hey man, that's what happened when all them people was in front of him. You know what I'm saying? One football.
Right. And I'm like, all right, now he Wes Welker again all of a sudden. So I'm going with the Bucks. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams, man. I think all this new firepower with
Mm-hmm.
Odell. They ain't played it for he ain't play that matchup.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
yeah, that's gonna be a new look for the Buccaneers, and with that kind of like secondary, you know what I'm saying? I think if Matt is on his game, he should be able to pick them apart. Hopefully he gets time. I know that vaunted pass rush on the Buccaneers
Mm-hmm.
could help their secondary out, but I think the Rams are gonna win, man. Like you said, they down so many receivers on Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. I'm going next man up, man.
It definitely gonna be an interesting good matchup to watch.
Right. What time is that on Sunday? One?
3.
Oh, come on, y'all.
I
All right.
guess I'm gonna have to stream or something. You know what I'm saying to help pass the time or something.
I definitely gonna have to stream a little bit of 2K.
Hmm.
Okay. What else we got?
And the last matchup for this round and for Sunday, Buffalo Bills travel to the Chiefs' Kingdom
Oh boy.
to play the Chiefs. 6:30. Who you got?
Um, I've been thinking about this one, and I didn't have to think too long. There's quick little comparison and matchup synopsis, and I'm going with the Chiefs, man. Uh, I like Buffalo. Buffalo's a well-oiled machine. They got the quarterback who can run, he can throw. They got a great defense, but I kind of feel like they're missing like a real run threat. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Obviously the quarterback can run, but as you go round after round, you're not going to be beating like the great teams with Josh Allen running. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I love Stephon Diggs, the receivers like that. But at the end of the day, I feel like I don't know. The firepower on the Chiefs side is just way more prevalent. It's more likely to explode, and the Chiefs defense has been playing way above par the latter half of this season. And if they could get like a few turnovers, which I think they'll probably get one or two, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Enough to build a nice little comfortable lead, and they can cruise into the American Football Conference Championship games. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Okay. You know that's my team. I'm going with the Chiefs, but I think this is gonna be a hell of a dogfight for
Oh
either
boy,
team, man.
there you go.
Like you said, like you said, we got the star power, but the star power don't star power how they used to. They still good star power. They still do good, but
Hmm.
it's like they shoot themselves in the foot too much. And I just hope we don't shoot ourselves in the foot and make this game harder than what it's going to be anyway. But I'm
Hmm.
gonna go ahead and go with my Chiefs though.
Okay. Lit.
And that wraps up football. I think that's pretty much all the topics I just wanted to say.
Hmm.
Just give a shout out to Stephen A. Smith coming back to First Take. I believe this was the first week he came back, maybe another week,
Yeah.
but he just recently came back though. He had a strong, crazy battle with COVID. You know what I'm saying? He
Hmm.
went on air, was super vulnerable, saying like how if he didn't have a shot, he probably wouldn't have made it. Crazy 100-degree fevers.
Hmm.
Was on in the hospital throughout New Year's and all that, and waking up in crazy sweats and all that. So definitely want to give him a shout out and well wishes. Glad he's back healthy. And hopefully stay healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely want to send a shout out to him, even though he's a big knucklehead.
Yeah.
You know, you don't wish that on anybody.
Right.
So, yeah. Welcome back. I think he came back last week, like virtually.
Okay.
And now this week he just came back like physically or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's definitely want to get right, stay as healthy as you can, stay as protected as you can. Yeah, they're jumping from game to game every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's I'm not gonna say it's guaranteed, but it's pretty close to being guaranteed. You're gonna interact with somebody, or somehow it's gonna spread through.
Yeah. So many people in all these type of arenas and shows and stuff you do.
Yeah, especially when you're going to the big marquee cities,
Mm-hmm.
the Lakers, Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely shouts out to him for coming coming back. So get into these what the fuck facts.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like I said, I had a slight jump, so I decided I was gonna do two and whatnot. The first one I'm gonna do would have been like super sweet if I could have found more context on it, but it's only limited resources to the I guess the regular human and whatnot. So I would have to be a scientist or somewhere in Area 51 or something to get extra info on this. But it would be something cool to look up, and maybe you can find something, or anybody else can find something that I couldn't. So um recently, well, not recently, but you know how archaeologists they be digging for fossils and stuff like that,
Okay.
and they be just trying to see what life was like millions of years ago and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they've been finding like human remains and stuff like that. And so after doing like extensive tests and piecing stuff together and making their little getting their little results or whatnot, it says that they came to a conclusive determination that at a point in time in humanity, there was up to as many as four different human species that lived on Earth.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm not it didn't give context on whether they meant like, male, female, and then something two other things or something, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or whether male and female count as one and then there's just like a half human, half alien, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like I said, if anybody hears this and you look it up, you might can find a little bit more info or something like that. But yeah, we weren't the only kind of humans that walk this earth.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear because like you always hear about different type of like birds and snakes and stuff or whatever did make it through evolution or whatever.
Right.
They got weeded out. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
circle of life, and then they had like it was some other forms out there, and this was the form that made it through. It's kind of crazy, and you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Not out the realm of unbelievable. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Of course not. Yeah. Damn, I wonder if it was the human with wings that ain't
Right?
make
What
it.
the fuck did they have? Yeah, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I'm saying? Damn. But that was the first one. And then the second one, which is also a little tidbit one, is I found this when I was searching for a joint for animals and whatnot. And I know we talk about sharks and stuff a lot. You know what I mean? So it was a joint, and we talked about this before too. How sharks they aren't really deadly to humans as we portray them to be.
Right.
So looking up different animals, I had to find like an animal that was more deadly to a human, but it wouldn't seem like it. And right on cue, I found one. So did you know that in comparison to a shark, Now this blew my mind. Maybe it'll blow yours. I know it's gonna blow somebody else's mind. The cow is 3 times more deadly to a human than the shark is.
I'm thinking when you saying this fact, like I'm gonna know this, but no, I wouldn't think of a cow. I wouldn't think of a cow. I thought you about to say something like a hippo or something. Or a cow.
The cow. It says that. Oh, I got it wrong. It's not even 3 times. It's 4.5 because it says on average sharks kill about 5 to 6 people a year, while the turnaround kill ratio for a cow is somewhere between 22 and 25 humans a year.
Shit is crazy because like I've never heard of an instance like you know what I'm saying of a cow killing a human. I don't think I've heard that.
Because it's like, you know what? Not because when you said the thing earlier when we was talking about the prime time games, that's not sexy.
Yeah.
And then we're not going to fear cows because we use them for so much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cheese, milk, burgers, ribs. We got your unorthodox people out here, cow tongue and all that kind of stuff. But you know, but yeah, that is the second one of the day. The cow is more deadly to humans than the shark is.
Yeah, that is fucking crazy. Definitely caught me off guard with that. Did not expect a fucking cow. Like, yeah.
All right.
All right. For my what the fuck fact is, I kind of watch this stuff like as far as like TV, YouTube, television, right?
Mm-hmm.
World's expensive things. You know what I'm saying? I think I seen a segment where Ti does it, and it's a YouTuber named Mr. Beast. He
Okay.
tries out like super expensive stuff. So, if you was to guess, you know what I'm saying, with this whole, we kind of coined the term this area, the DMV area, glizzy. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
a whole phenomenon now and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's using it. How would, how much would you think is the world's most expensive hot dog?
Uh, that's a good question. I never thought about that before. Um, I mean, I couldn't even. I mean, I could just throw out an
Yeah,
expensive
just throw,
price, but
just throw out random price.
$1,000.
Nah, not that much.
Not that much.
$169 is the World Guinness Book record for most expensive hot dog.
I mean,
Now I might have seen like some pizza cost that much. How you said like $1,000.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was thinking like that and shit. I'm like, I don't see like some pizza. You don't see like
Yeah,
fake little burger, but damn,
so
$200 for a hot dog, huh?
yeah, so I'm watching this like this little fact, and then I'll go, you know, as I go researching this shit, and turns out it was this guy with this YouTube channel. They do like a challenge. They try like a really good, inexpensive hot dog $2 joint at a place.
Mm-hmm.
They try like the medium range, probably well not even medium, like a little bit more expensive than the $2 joint, maybe like between $8 20 at like a little German place where they had like exotic hot dogs, like they had like lamb hot dog joints, and like I don't know how true it was. I need to research and see if that was real. It was like some junk they tried. It was like I want to say like rabbit and rattlesnake hot dog.
Together or separately?
I think together.
Oh wow.
That's what that John said and shit. So I got research and see if that niggas was really eating rattlesnake and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Which they probably are. Cause
Yeah,
niggas,
it would
yeah,
surprise me, but it's like that's crazy.
that is crazy. I would be open to trying the lamb one though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they said that John was but they say I don't know if they were sponsored or not. They saying most of them Johns was good and shit. And this brings you to the most expensive one. So they had to travel out to Seattle, Washington for this one.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? Like I seen these places, right, that serve this most expensive stuff. And it's nice, great buildings and restaurants and stuff like this. This hot dog comes from a food truck.
Mm.
I'm like, what? That threw me off. I'm like, damn, these niggas off a food truck is selling the world's most expensive hot dog and shit.
Right.
So yeah, they get the hot dog, and I'm gonna tell you what the joint consists of and shit. What makes this hot dog one of the most expensive hot dogs and shit. And we be in a party with Flat Guy. He always talk about the brioche bun.
Uh-huh.
So for this $165 hot dog, you getting a brioche bun,
Mm-hmm.
you getting a smoked cheese bratwurst,
Okay.
buttered teriyaki grilled onions, mataki mushrooms, wagyu beef. Damn, I forgot how to say this. Firegrass is like this sauce,
Mm-hmm.
shaved black truffles, caviar, and to top it all with Japanese mayonnaise.
Okay. Well, it was sounding pretty good until you got to the caviar and then putting mayonnaise on top of that. That's yeah,
Yeah,
that's
definitely lost me at the caviar.
yeah, that's crazy. Hell yeah. Wow, and people buy that?
Yeah, they say I don't know how true that is.
Mm-hmm.
They doing like booming business, but they say like I think he said all that goes to the Red Cross. The profits for that hot dog goes to
Oh,
the Red Cross or whatever.
yeah.
Like
Hey, you eat a couple of them, you probably gonna end up needing to go there any fucking way.
right, but then the joint is like huge. And it looks like a Subway foot long sandwich too.
Okay. Yeah,
So yeah,
I kind of just assumed that. But wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to look up a little picture of it or something. And shit.
yeah, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, Seattle, Washington, huh?
Mm-hmm. You go ahead
Yeah.
get one where you go watch Russ and Mike Tomlin and all that, man.
I would skip it. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, I wouldn't eat shit. I would just want to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And these man versus food, be having them crazy meals. I would just want to
yeah.
see that kind of stuff in real life. I wouldn't want to indulge. It would take something like I really just couldn't pass up for me to want to indulge. Like somebody, you'll have to make like a macaroni and cheese cake or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I'm not into like even though I'm big, I'm really a picky eater.
okay.
So I don't try too much stuff. Like I think I said in the party before. Like I love Chick-fil-A. It took me years to try Chick-fil-A sauce.
Right. Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like it took me a while to like try Chipotle just because it just looked nasty. Like the people, the burrito bowls, that shit just like a bunch of slop to me. So like I'm a real picky eater. So I probably wouldn't want to try none of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I ain't gonna. If they would take like the caviar mayonnaise off, I might could cut a piece off. You said it's like a foot long. I cut a piece off and try it, but nah. Yeah. But yeah, very interesting. I would wholeheartedly try the lamb dogs though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen you that episode or whatever you wanted to watch it. Yeah, Joe was
Right.
crazy.
Why
Like
don't
Joe,
we?
and they had my bad.
Mm-hmm.
They had this beer because like I said that second place that had the exotic dogs. It was like a German type joint or whatever. Like nice little aesthetics to it. Like the way he explained it, they wanted to be like nice, warm, and inviting and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like this crazy beer, and the joint like Cuz said it tastes like fruit punch and shit.
Oh
And like
wow.
I hate beer, but like that sounds intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. It's like I don't want to fall for it. I remember Fly Guy was telling me that other beer tastes like Reese's. It's like a peanut butter beer and shit, and that shit was kind of nasty to me.
All right. Yeah, I'm done. I tried beer a long time ago. What the
Yeah,
fuck is this?
yeah, beer ass, man.
Yeah, like niggas that be drinking that all day, every day. Special kind of guys, man.
Yeah,
Um, that's dope. Why don't we have like lamb dogs and stuff here? Like, well, like why we just subjected the pork and chicken and whatever, Lord knows whatever else they use, man.
yeah. I be thinking about that too. Like just maybe not just like exotic shit. Like I said, I'd be good, but like just like you see on the internet all this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like with common foods and shit, like all these crazy ass desserts, like how you send a picture of that damn
Oh, the cinnamon toast
cinnamon toast cheesecake.
cheesecake. Yeah.
I think I got somebody who can make that shit, but it's like it ain't like I don't know, maybe it ain't ready available and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah,
would just go
you
to
can't you
a
can't
shopping
hop in the
center,
car.
bam.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Like it seemed like it'd be like in LA, it's like place like that, just round the corner anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here in our area, we got to be programming like the stuff that we just see on TV or
Yeah,
McDonald's.
all the crazy chain food restaurants,
Yeah.
Wendy's, KFC,
Yeah.
Litos, all that shit.
Mm-hmm. But anything else?
Nah, I think that's all I got, man.
All right. So what's the itinerary? You about to stream Pokemon? What you doing, man?
First of all, I'm about to go move my car. I'm about to eat, and then I probably stream, so I just go ahead and get it out of the way, and then I'll, you know, what I'm saying, indulge in some Pokemon or something, man. What about you?
Oh yeah, I'm about to because we still in the party, I think. So yeah, I'm about to hook me up some food. I'm gonna get on the Pokemon. Watch you stream.
That sounds like a plan.
All right. So this is another Head for the Hills podcast, and we out.
Bye.